Damn, y'all really had a whole lot to say about fucking.
We're live?
And
Oh,
Gus.
God.
I don't know. They won't shut up about being named Gus.
Oh, I didn't say
I would
anything.
like
He would
to
shut up. He
leave
wouldn't shut up.
already.
This is just a really different kind of intro to the show. Yeah, quick chicken check, Parks. What were your thoughts on fried chicken?
There's a place in Los Angeles named Gus's Fried Chicken. It also exists elsewhere in the U.S., but it's very good. It's the best fried chicken that I've found in the area that is accessible to me as a Los Angeles liver-inner. And Gus's is the place, and it's a southern name.
Yo, that's on facts. That's cold hard facts.
Man, there was a lot of lore that you just dropped on us there. A lot of lore. A lot of lore you just dropped on us.
Stop trying
Hello,
to
everybody. Welcome back to
segue.
the Coffeebreath Show. It's another Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific. We're here at Bar Coffeebreath, as always. Fuck what you heard. That's
What did they
right.
hear?
Fuck what you heard. I think that's what they say, right? Yep.
What?
The kids? Yeah, they say that.
Yeah, they say, like, fuck what you heard. Well, we're back. No one wanted it to be the case, but we're back.
But we did come back online.
No one asked.
We
At
were
7 p.m.
Wait, what?
No, it's 8 p.m.
8 p.m. What do you want about it? It's 8 p.m.
You said 7 p.m. last week.
Oh, yeah. Great callback, Parks. Really good callback.
Wait, great callback to the episode that didn't air yet.
Yeah, wait, that was a pre-recorded episode.
No, not that one.
Wait, didn't I make that? Oh, never mind. Fuck this. We're not getting into that. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Bar Coffeebreath. My name is Daniel J. Collette. As always, I am your host, joined by my panel of trapped colleagues that aren't allowed to leave this bar. I force them here. I don't let them out, and I torture them. And it's their job to just sit here and take it. And that's kind of just the theme of the show. Is I do things that make my friends mad, and they're not allowed to leave while I'm doing it.
It's true. Shoutouts to Michelle in the chat. My favorite video game is Rugrats in Paris, the movie, the video game.
Good game.
A
lot of good segments.
Excellent PC game.
Has a really good mini golf mini game. That's all I remember about that game is playing.
You might be thinking of the one that came afterwards that stars Kimmy, but is not the Rugrats in Paris.
No, I had Rugrats in Paris on the N64.
That's fair.
So
That's
it might have been a different game.
Yeah, that's possible.
But the N64 version had a banger mini
shirt my
golf
mother gave
game
me.
in it.
Yeah.
Anyway, shout outs to all my
Anytime
Rugrats
Dave
heads
ever
in the
interrupts
chat.
you, I'm just gonna keep
Shout out to
talking.
everyone for joining us.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michelle, for being here. Thanks, everyone else. Hope you guys are doing well.
Good answer.
Good answer.
You know, us, we like to just get up to no good live here at Bar Coffeebreath every Friday night, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. But today, you know, it was a real struggle for me to, you know, get through work, think about doing something like streaming. I got one thing on mind. I have exactly one thing on this one-track little fucking peanut brain, tunnel vision, little monkey brain inside my skull. And that thing is Guilty Gear. If you're not familiar with a video game called Guilty Gear, the new one, Guilty Gear Strive, just came out today. It's all I really care about right now, so they
Being
can
left-handed is so hard, dude.
They can do whatever the hell they want over
Why did
on
you
that
set me
side
up
of the
with an
bar.
actual, like, fucking lanky Kong,
Yeah,
like,
you
and
should've
I'm
put it next
left-handed,
to
like,
it.
I'm just gonna fucking hit his elbow constantly. Can I move next to Liz? Can we, like, shuffle?
There's no shot you're getting in there without us all leaving the bar.
I'm gonna do it. Hang on.
What?
Just get behind me. Just get behind me.
Like it's possible.
Just get behind me.
It's possible to do. Oh, wait.
That doesn't really alleviate the issue that much.
No, it
I
does.
have tiny arms.
Liz has tiny arms.
Okay, well, sure. This is fine. This is happening.
So now my life is
How's
worse.
it going? Crit, thanks for joining us. As I was
did
saying...
this just because he spilled water and he didn't want to have to deal with it. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah,
That's
well,
probably-
good
No,
thing,
it's because I'm left-handed and I would have fucking bumped your arm.
good thing this is a bar and we have rags. As I was saying, you guys are lucky you got me on stream here because all I really want to fucking do is just play Guilty Gear like a degenerate for the rest of my fucking life. But I want to share it with all of you. I think that's the next best thing to me, no-lifing the game right now, is sharing it with all of you out there. I know a lot of people may not be familiar with the series. It's not the most popular one on the planet, but this game's really blowing up, so I think you should keep your eyes on it. And even if you're not interested in fighting games, we're going to start off with a fun little bit where I attempt to explain the lore of this series to you guys. If you've ever seen us do this bit before, we did it once with Kingdom Hearts, where we try to explain extremely complicated video game lore to each other with no context. And I think it's hilarious and entertaining every time. And if you did happen to see our Kingdom Hearts one, this one is going to be on a fucking another level. Because I think Guilty Gear makes Kingdom Hearts look like pussy shit, to be perfectly honest with you. Sorry, pardon my French. Pardon my French, but it makes Kingdom Hearts look like some pussy shit. In terms of how fucked up complicated it is.
Also, just in general.
Well, yeah, also Kingdom Hearts sucks. Yeah, Crit, that's the Gears that we're talking about. We're talking about Gears of War, yeah.
Guilty Gears of War.
The Guilty Gears of War. Anyway, if you're not familiar with the game Guilty Gear, you're about to get pretty fucking familiar with it. I'm going to show you why you should pay attention to this game, because it's the coolest fucking shit on the planet, and what's more entertaining than me torturing my friends here at the bar and forcing them to learn a bunch of information about something they don't care about? With that said, we'll go ahead and get right into it. I think we'll start. We're going to start off with a little lore lesson, just so you guys know what you're getting into.
Can you switch
here.
our names?
No, who cares?
No.
Okay.
Well, I'll just turn those off. That's less work.
No, people might actually follow you if they think you're me.
Oh,
Probably.
True. Parks might get followers that way.
Yeah.
Guys, we're gonna start off with a little, just a little backstory on Guilty Gear.
Sure,
Not
that's
too
what I
much.
want.
We're not gonna go
Twitter.
crazy with it. I'm gonna give you a baseline understanding of what may be the most complicated universe in video game history. I would be willing to wager that this is one of the most complicated ones I'm aware of. I'm gonna give you a real quick primer on it, just so you know what we're getting into here. A primer. And then I'll kind of show them how to play the game a little bit, and we'll fuck around with the actual game itself. But I think in order to appreciate the art of Guilty Gear, you do need to understand how truly fucking cracked it is, which is why I put together this presentation right here on paper. Damn, that doesn't read as well as I thought.
White balancing, man.
Yeah.
You ever heard of it?
All right, here
There
we
it
go.
is.
Guilty Gear lore. It's fucking cracked by Daniel J. Collette. You're about to go on a fucking ride. What do you guys think this game is about? You've seen me play it for a few minutes. What do you think this game is about, if you had to guess?
Well, first of all, I want to point out that you just said you're going to take us for a ride, which is the wrong game. And second of all,
Yeah, that's the hit game Kirby Air Ride.
yes, actually,
We need to play that.
it's
Yeah.
both of them.
It's great.
Second of all, Guilty Gear. Actually, you know what? No, I kind of know the answer to this, so I'm going to leave it to these two. Because that's much funnier if they have to answer it instead
Liz,
of me.
you've seen 10 minutes of Guilty Gear.
I've played it
That's true. You've even played
that
it
one
yourself.
time.
You've seen what some of the characters look like. You've seen what the world looks like. What do you think that game's about?
Is it that there's no punching, but there's slapping? No.
What?
There's something.
It's weapon based.
Is it?
Are you talking about
What is
arms?
it? Are there guns?
But hands instead?
No.
Swords.
Swords? Swords.
Soul Calibur.
Swords.
It's like mostly blades, yeah.
Slicey slice.
Slicey
Slicey dice. Dicey dice. Slice,
Okay.
slice.
And Parks, what's your
That's
read
my final
on the
See,
world of Guilty Gear?
I'm
What's your
still trying
headcanon?
to separate Guilty Gear and the other one that's you write about, the
Skullgirls?
Skullgirls.
Couldn't be more. I mean,
They look about
well,
the same.
You're saying it couldn't be more different, but to me,
Skullgirls
it's-
is hand-drawn 2D animation, and Guilty Gear is 3D.
and both of them are games that I've seen twice ever in my life, and they're both fighty. And they both have names that are interesting and different than all the other names.
Well, you're about to learn today. I'll tell you what. All right. Well, since
Nice.
you guys know jack shit about it, here it is. Here it is. We're starting now.
I do know that it is better than Kingdom Hearts, lore-wise.
It's more cracked.
Okay.
I would say that. And it's cracked in a different way, but it's equally unhinged. Maybe more unhinged. All right. So, in order to understand the world of Guilty Gear, I'm gonna start you guys off. I made a little timeline here because it's important to understand the fucking scope of this narrative.
Okay.
This is a fighting game series, by the way. You don't normally expect these guys to have the most complicated story in the world.
Is this the bracket?
Wait,
game?
is this IRL? Oh. What?
The Guilty Gear timeline is about 1,000 years. There's about 1,000 years of narrative written about this franchise, starting all the way in 1221 AD, and the previous game that came out before this new one, that one ended around 2187 AD. So that's kind of the timeline we're looking at. It's simply impossible to walk you through all of Guilty Gear lore in the time that this stream lasts, because the most concise video explainers I've seen are upwards of 4 hours long, because there's just that much information. So what I'm going to explain to you is more of like just the backstory of the universe that leads up to the first Guilty Gear game that came out in the 90s. So that's going to be the context that you have, but it's honestly helpful. It'll be enough for you to get into it. So here's the timeline again. Also, these guys are going to be taking notes because I'm quizzing them on at the end.
I thought you said you didn't have time to make a quiz.
Well, I'm going to make a quiz on the spot.
Oh.
Okay, so
Should I take notes?
Okay, so Guilty Gear timeline begins in 1221 AD, where some shit goes down in Cairo and Jerusalem, but don't worry about that.
Yeah, no, all right. Already, we're starting off with a fantasy series, so...
Yeah, so then 1945, that's when the United Nations is founded, post-World War II.
Does that matter?
Yes, the United Nations is a big part of this. This game, despite what it looks like, it takes place in, the real world in an alternate version of our universe that we live in. So the next thing that happens, this will come in later, but just so you know, in 1998, there's a vampire.
1998?
In 1998, there's a vampire named...
So not 1989?
No.
Okay.
1998, there's a vampire named Slayer, and he forms what's called the Assassin Syndicate, which is a cult of vampires that are also kind of the Illuminati. So just remember that. And then the story really begins in 1999. If you aren't aware, now you are. Guilty Gear takes place in a world in which Y2K happened.
Okay.
That is the narrative of Guilty Gear. It is a alternate universe where Y2K was real. And it
happened in 1999?
Well, yeah, because it's about if you're, I guess, really young, maybe you weren't alive for this. This is me talking.
Well,
about chat,
Y2K was in 2000.
Jesus Christ. Well, right when I started talking about Y2K, the computer fucking blue screen. So that's a fun.
Yeah, so maybe we just don't say that.
I'm not gonna say that anymore because I think I offended it. I think I made it mad.
Wait, you're not gonna say what, Y2K?
I think this computer's
Y2K.
Oh, we're not gonna say Y2K. I got it. All right. I can do that.
Yeah, don't say that. It got mad. Okay, so after that event...
I'm sorry, that's a very offensive computer stereotype. We were never gonna all melt down.
That's a computer slur.
Yeah.
This is... Guilty Gear is a racist against computers. Okay,
finally, a based game for me.
So the event that took place on the evening of December 31st, 1999... between that date and 2187, that's where like the vast majority of the Guilty Gear story takes place. So that's going to be the timeline that we're kind of working with there. But just so you know, some shit does happen in the history before that.
Okay.
All right, so more about that event. It's referred to as they don't use the term Y2K.
As they shouldn't, because they're politically incorrect.
It's racist, yeah. They have their own term for it. That term does not exist in their universe. It's called the Dawn of Revival. I see here basically Y2K, but not the same thing.
Stop saying it.
And here's why.
He has the pass.
Here's why it's not the same.
He's
thing.
a PC gamer. He's got the pass.
So computers and tech start going haywire on in case you hadn't heard of what this pop culture phenomenon was, there was a moment in time in the late 90s in which everybody thought that the clock switching over from 1999 to 2000 would for some reason like confuse electronics in computers and cause them to malfunction. Speaking of malfunction, is everything going on?
I dropped my pen.
Oh,
do you want to move?
No.
Yeah, I don't have any extras, so you're gonna have to fish that.
There's
got
one.
it.
I think
Oh,
no,
okay.
that's the jack.
I'm sure somewhere in this house there's another one.
All right, so this story.
Kathy!
I got it.
Kathy!
Why
I
are
got
you
it.
screaming?
Kathy!
Why are you doing that?
She's in the other
Why?
room.
I got the pen.
Yes, there will be a quiz at the end of this. I'm glad you asked. Yeah, so basically Y2K, what? I don't know why that got moved. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
I got it.
All right, so they basically.
.38.
Oh my God! What did I say about interrupting me? What did I say about it? You're gonna be trapped here all night if you do this.
Okay, Dad.
All right. So the computers don't just go haywire. They start to manifest a new god. So clock switches over to 2000. The computers all start going crazy. They're fucking around. They're manifesting God. And this starts to happen. Humanity panics. Somehow it stops. No one knows why. God does not get manifested. But now humans are kind of freaked out. They don't like computers anymore. They don't want to fuck with this shit. So they destroy and outlaw all technology, all like anything electronic, anything like oil powered, mechanical, just any kind of. It's all referred to as old black tech, which is all now illegal and mostly dismantled. They have like secret services going around like gathering up all the tech and destroying it. But the destruction of all the tech causes humanity to go back into the Dark Ages and basically revert to fucking nature. And shit's going real bad. Everything's bad. They're all fucking dying and shit. But then suddenly, from nowhere, from an unknown location, a group of individuals called the Apostles, they appear. And they're some kind of like weird pseudo god, no one knows what they are, but they teach humans the power of magic. Alright, magic in this world is a infinite renewable energy source. You can use it to cast spells and shit, but you can also use it to make fucking like robots and other kinds of technology. It functions the same way, but it's endlessly creatable and renewable and clean energy. And so the Apostles teach the power of magic to humanity. They all know how to use it now, and then they start to rebuild their society on this new magic energy. And it progresses quickly beyond the point that it ever was prior to the technological breakdown. So that event was referred to as the Dawn of Revival. That's sort of the impetus of the Guilty Gear story. Yes, I see some mention of Wooly Versus in the chat. That's his guide to Guilty Gear lore is the only one out there that exists, really, that makes any sense. I did borrow a lot of information from that. Thank you. Shout out to him for putting it together. It's very well done.
Wooly Versus!
Yep. Check out his guide if you want to see the rest of it. What I'm walking you through right now is his video number 1 in a series of 7. So that's how much fucking lore there is. But anyway, so the Apostles. Let's talk more about these motherfuckers. Let's see what they're up to. So these guys, no one knows where they come from, no one knows what their deal is, but they teach magic to humanities, and they basically form an Illuminati leadership group called the Sanctus Maximus Populi. And
Can you repeat that?
Wait, what?
The Sanctus Maximus Populi.
The Noctis Lucis Gylum.
Yes, exactly.
I just wrote that joke down.
So they form this kind of like Illuminati group to basically further study magic beyond their understanding of it and develop it as a like magic science. And in their development of it, they discover that there are 666 existing spells in the universe that you can cast using the power of magic. And they decide that for whatever reason, there are 6 of those 666 spells that humans are banned from using. They are deemed inappropriate for human use. Most of them have like the power to kill indefinitely.
Are these guys human?
It's unclear.
Got it.
They have a human-like appearance, but they wear like masks and shit. I do also have some drawings for you. I don't have a drawing of them, but I have some visual aids that are coming up later on. Okay, so they basically do all this research with magic, and then they complete their research and they basically pass it on to the United Nations, who still exist despite the world ending. And so they kind of
Are you laughing at your own joke? Are you laughing at your own joke? Okay.
The Apostles then form a group that's like an advisory board to the UN called the Conclave. So they're not really doing they're not doing too much with the Sanctus Maximus thing now. They kind of like step back from that research position and just sort of decide to supervise humanity from a distance now that they've given them the gift of magic. So they kind of just disappear into the background, and over time just become sort of known as like fables or folklore. No one really sees or knows anything about them. All they know is that they taught humans magic. So that's how humans learn magic. That's sort of the impetus for like the whole Guilty Gear universe. And now we'll fast forward a little bit in time to 2014 AD, where the Gear project begins.
Ah, finally.
So now you're going to find out what that Gear shit is all about. So basically, the government, there's a secret government research facility in the U.S. that begins experimenting on with genetic modification.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
By infusing magic into human DNA.
All right,
to make
now
more
it's different.
powerful
Now
humans.
it's different.
We're scraping the surface.
I was just saying, you know, a genetic research lab somewhere in America, secret government. It was sounding a little familiar to me, but when they included magic, I was like, all right, now it's not a ripoff.
No, it's very much its own thing.
I've
I've never seen anything like Guilty Gear.
I heard the gear and I was like, huh.
Okay, so the leaders on the Gear project, there's 3 scientists. These are all very important people. The first one, Frederick Bulsara. The second one, Aria Hale. And the final person, that man.
Wait.
Oh, and we make fun of Hideo Kojima.
The character's name is that man.
Die Hardman doesn't sound too stupid right now, does it?
That man
I
does
thought
have a
Die
real
Hardman
name,
was
but no
right
one
now. I love Die
knows
Hardman.
it. He's a anonymous individual, and he is referred to constantly in the story by anyone who's aware of his presence as simply that man.
Can you spell Frederick
Not
Bulsara?
that boy.
It's Frederick. Bulsara is Bulsara.
All right, I got it right.
Okay. Well, we do know his name later on, but I'm not going to get into that whole thing right now. That's just like a whole can of worms that comes later on in the story. But for now, he's referred to as that man, and still often is. So basically, out of these 3 scientists, they're all experimenting with this Gear project to unite human DNA with magic to create more powerful humans. And while they're doing this study, Arya finds out that she's terminally ill, and Frederick and that man kind of drop their research to try to pivot their research to try to find a way to keep her alive or heal her. But she has like a basically cancer-like terminal illness.
This is the plot of the X-Files.
Yeah, it's also the plot of a fighting game in which people just beat each other up with swords.
It's uncanny, actually.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, so, well, if you think about it, the first Guilty Gear game came out in the late 90s, so it does kind of line up perfectly.
Kind of
with
makes
X-Files.
sense.
Okay, so fast forward a couple years, they're not able to find a cure for her. For now, we don't really know what happens, but we'll come back to it later. So fast forward a couple years, in 2016, they finally create their first gear, which is basically a hybrid of a human being and magic. So it's like a magic-infused human. They bake magic energy into their DNA to evolve them into a different species that they refer to as gears. And they test this process on Frederick. Frederick becomes the first gear. So he's the first person to ever have magic infused in his DNA. The experiment goes wrong. He turns into a monster and he destroys the whole lab and disappears. Is never seen again. After this, the project's closed down and that man and Arya disappear. She, as far as we are aware, is not dead yet. But the 2 of them just are off the record now for the time being. And then the last thing that we hear from Frederick is that he develops a magical headband that he wears around his head that constrains his gear power and makes him appear human again. It limits his gear power so that he doesn't look like a monster anymore. So he can appear human but still have gear powers using his magic headband. So remember the magic headband.
Okay.
So now the Gear project's done. Shit's kind of quiet for a while, but meanwhile, the tension is bubbling across the planet. Earlier when I said the United Nations was a thing, I forgot to mention that in this universe, India chose to not join the United Nations. They were opposed to their ideals, and so they stayed separate from it. And over time, tension between India and the rest of pretty much everywhere else in the world is a part of the UN. So India was kind of doing their own thing, and then tensions arose to the point where India now creates basically super weapons and armies to combat the United Nations. So they're fighting for several years now, a number of years. Now we're ahead to 2042, in which the Gear project is revitalized secretly again in the US to try to save their army and give them a chance against India's massive fucking super weapons and armies. the U.S. is basically crumbling under the pressure of war, and so they revitalized the Gear project, and that man, he secretly joins. That man is back. That man is back on board. So you never like to see that. That's always bad news when that man is on board. So they basically, I'm gonna hold this. This is a better spot to hold this in. There we go. Then my mouth is not being covered by it. Okay.
Nice.
So they basically create in the revitalized version of the Gear project. They develop it much further to the point where they can pretty reliably create bioweapons now. So they're gears that basically serve a variety of purposes. There's a few different kinds. You don't have to really write all of these down, but I'll read them off to you. There's like regular gears. They look like kind of just little demons. And then there's like toxic gears that like are meant to like gas large like groups of people. There's like flying gears that are basically like fucking dragons that people ride on and shit. There's large gears, which are just real big ones. And then the best one is the Megadeth class gear. These are city-sized weapons of mass destruction gears. They're basically giant living city beings that can annihilate like entire countries. So the Megadeth boys are real bad. Those are some bad news. And they're basically developing all of this in secret. But they get to the point where they're making so many of them that the tech starts to get spread around across the UN. A lot of countries now have gear factories where they're pumping out gears, making these bioweapons that they can control. And somewhere along the way, people start hearing about this rogue unknown individual whose name is Bad Guy. He's referred to, no one knows what his actual name is, but he's called Bad Guy. And here's a photo of Bad Guy. So Bad Guy has been going around destroying all of the...
Oh, I know that guy. He's actually in the fucking game. You can play as him.
Yes. So this individual known as Bad Guy is destroying all of the gear factories, and no one knows why. But he's become a rogue agent, just taking them all out on his own. You can see here, this is what Bad Guy looks like. This is an artist's interpretation. I am an artist, by the way, so that's my interpretation.
We can interpret you as an artist. That is an interpretation.
It's not the correct interpretation, but it is an interpretation.
This is a good moment to just take a quick pause for questions if you guys have any.
No, all this makes perfect sense to me.
Are we there yet?
We're getting there.
Is he the subject of the Billie Eilish song?
No.
Could be.
Because in this world, Billie Eilish was never born because of the computers, Liz.
Wait, but people were still
People
born,
lived,
right?
though.
Well, yeah, there's still like a full planet.
Do you think Billie Eilish is a computer?
No, I'm saying
Implying she's
in
an
this
android?
parallel universe, Billie Eilish probably doesn't exist.
Wait, is she...
Probably, but not.
No, here's my argument, okay? If Billie Eilish existed, the music industry as we know it might not have even mattered. So, like, even if she did exist, I don't think, like, Capitol Records is making music. They have other things to worry about.
How are you spreading music?
That's a realistic point. You implied she was ever born because the internet didn't exist.
No, think about this. How are you spreading music in a society with no conventional technology?
That's also very true. How are you making electronica music without...
Yeah, that's a good
But
point.
she's
Your
probably
point was
alive.
bad.
How guilty are the gears? You're about to find out. The name actually does mean something, and it's a great reveal.
KDA does not exist because League does not exist, which makes the Guilty Gear universe a utopia compared to ours.
That's
Much
true.
better.
It is better than
It's a
ours.
much better timeline.
Real quick before we move on, just want to remind you guys because I
Oh,
forgot to say
no, we
anything
can't
about it
do
earlier.
this. We can't do this.
No, I'm just gonna real quick plug it.
Okay.
So we do have, if you enjoy Guilty Gear or fighting games, or you don't, and you just like hanging out with us and our friends at the bar, we have an event coming up tomorrow night around 8 p.m. Pacific. It'll go live. It's basically a charity Guilty Gear invitational. So we're packing a bunch of really talented players and also just friends from the world of esports and gaming into the bar here. We're all gonna hang out and basically we run a tournament, and the entire proceeds of the stream, all the subs, donation bits we get throughout all of it, it's all added up at the end, and whoever wins the tournament gets to donate 100% of those proceeds to a charity of their choice. It's a super fun time. We've done this once before during the open beta test of Guilty Gear last month, but now that the game is fully out, just came out today, we want to have a tournament to celebrate. We're probably going to be one of the only live IRL tournaments happening tomorrow for the game that I'm aware of. Most stuff is happening online. But yeah, tune in. It's gonna be fucking sick. And now you're gonna have all the information. You're gonna come prepared. I'm setting you up. I'm giving you the facts that you need to be ready for Guilty Gear Strive. Okay, moving on. So, several years later.
How many years?
It's just a few. I'll let you know when there's a major date.
So like around 2045.
Yeah, let's just say after 2040. Yeah.
I'll tell you. I have it written down whenever there's a date that matters.
So we'll say 2042.
Okay, I'm saying the date doesn't matter.
Plus,
for this part.
2042 plus
2 to 5, maybe?
plus X3.
Okay, sure.
Plus or minus
So
4.
several years later, Frederick is now found again. He's developing an anti-gear weapon called the Outrage. But he finds in his development of the Outrage that it's actually too powerful and that it could destroy the entire universe. Somehow he makes a weapon that's that fucking strong. And so he becomes afraid of its power, and so he splits it up into 8 parts to try to like just remove it from existence.
Did he create Voldemort and then Voldemort became Horcruxes?
Essentially, yeah. Give or take a little bit. Okay, so just
I'd
so
like
you
to
know
remind you all that Parks is white.
just a reminder. Okay, so now in 2073, this is a bit ahead in the future. Just a lot of time passed while Frederick was making this thing. Anyway, 2073, that man finishes the first perfect gear, what's referred to as a perfect gear.
This is 2073?
2073, yeah. So now they have a perfect gear, which means to them that it's a gear that is not only of the maximum possible power, but also it can destroy. It can basically destroy anything in the planet, and it's also fully controllable. That's the whole thing, is that the gears were always kind of unruly sometimes. They didn't always have full control over them and their actions, but this gear is perfect, and it has the ability to control other gears. So this perfect gear is called Justice. And beyond being the most powerful gear ever made, the important thing here is that Justice can control other gears. So I do have another artist's interpretation here that I'll show you. This is not my finest work, but it's just a little piece of what Justice looks like.
Oh, he's just a little guy.
Think of an Evangelion, kind of.
Why's he got a Peter?
It's a girl.
Why?
I don't know. There's just like a Peter.
You can't say that.
Why not?
They can have whatever they want.
Yeah, but why is it hanging out?
I don't know.
Because she's a sex pervert.
They
Like,
just
what do
built
you
her
what do
that
you-
way. They just built her differently. I don't know. She's like a big Evangelion, and she got like.
She's allowed to have sex if she wants.
Yeah, Justice
Hanging
can
around.
Yeah.
fuck. Justice can fuck, I think.
Do you have a problem? Do you have a problem with people of different sexualities than you? Is that your problem?
Yeah, definitely.
Liz,
Yeah.
it's time to be tolerant. It's Pride
Yeah.
Month, and Justice is here to show off whatever the fuck she is.
Yeah, why is she gendered?
Because
Nope.
she's allowed to choose her own gender if she pleases.
Everything
Just needs to
nothing.
have control.
There's nothing.
She can control all the other gears. I think she has control over herself.
Nothing superfluous.
But she's-
Hey.
Yeah.
Back on track.
Is Justice a girl boss? Chat, let us know.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts on whether or not Justice is a girl boss. Well, you'll find out as we go.
All right, the
through.
answer is no. Moving on.
There's nothing superfluous in Guilty Gear. There's a reason for everything, trust me. So if you have a question, it may get if it doesn't get answered here, it probably gets answered later on in the narrative.
The dick thing's
not gonna
get answered.
So
No, I don't think so.
all right, so Justice is once they finally finish up Justice, and then the next year, 2074, they activate her for the first time, and she goes crazy and annihilates the entire country of Japan. Just fucking blasts it off the
Finally.
face of the earth. It's gone. No more Japan. Bye bye.
We seem to have just moved into the Evangelion territory of plot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
A little
every
bit.
Guilty Gear is every media property at
Great.
once, all put together. So after she goes crazy and destroys Japan, she then takes control of all gears. So she's now in control of every existing weapon in the entire planet. Is under Justice's control, which becomes a real big problem for humanity. That man is arrested for war crimes for causing this to happen, and now a war begins that lasts over 100 years between the humans and the gears, called the Crusades. These are like the sort of like the medieval Crusades.
Oh, that's why that one guy has a sword like a cross and shit.
Yeah, it's very it's very medieval, but also takes place in the future. It's like
Well, they're in their NG phase of plot, which means we need a lot of references to the Christian church.
yeah,
Because
there's
they
tons
don't
of-
need to know
It's
anything
required.
about it. It's just because
No.
it looks cool. To
It
them.
looks cool.
So
It's
have
not
we started
cool,
a
but it looks
gameplay
cool.
story? No, everything I'm telling you here in this section, it is all takes place before the first Guilty Gear game.
Great.
So none of this is even in the games. Real, I mean, it's in the games in their story modes, but in terms of like where the actual game story begins, is way after all of this.
I do have to make an interruption for a very important announcement. I think that everyone would appreciate. I'm just kidding. It's just going to be Dan and Parks that appreciate it. I asked my friend if she has a waifu, and she says that her waifu are the girls from KDA. So very important.
Poggers. Tell her I'm wearing this shirt right
I
now.
know. I told her. I actually told her you're wearing the shirt.
Poggers. That's sick.
This is the worst episode.
What an individual culture.
Great choice. Great choice, fam.
So now it's the Crusades. This is basically like a 200-year war.
So it's a 100-year war. This whole thing.
Longer than 100 years.
Longer than 100 years.
It's like it's an entire like.
I'm
lifetime.
just gonna make it its own timeline, its own.
Yes,
thing.
this is its own like section of the story, basically.
Hundreds of years. All right, perfect.
Okay, so the Crusades now begin. This is the first like major phase of the Guilty Gear narrative. So
this is the first major. Wait, what?
She wants to know which was your favorite KDA person.
Miles, we're talking
A
about
collie,
Guilty
easily.
Gear.
was
Also,
that
it's a
Kate
collie. It's a collie.
AKALI, easily,
L-L-I.
like not even close.
All right, she wanted to know.
Okay, so the UN, they're still around. They found an organization
Somehow.
called the Sacred Order of Holy Knights, and they're basically a bunch of fucking like warriors who's they have no allegiance to any country. Their goal is to just protect humanity and defeat the Gears. And meanwhile, Outrage, that weapon that Frederick was developing, those 8 parts that get split across the world, they're like sent all around the world over the next decade. They just kind of like end up in different people's hands. They get like passed around, traded. So there's basically these 8 super weapons that all come together to form this universe-destroying thing, but it's split up into 8 different weapons.
Are those not controlled by Justice?
No, they're not related to the Gears. It's just a
where's she
crazy
at?
thing that Frederick built.
Wait, what do you mean?
Where is she? Is she still like causing mayhem?
Oh, you talking about Justice?
Yeah. It's been 100 years.
No. This is all during.
Oh, okay.
We've only. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that the Crusades skips time. Like we just move forward
Oh.
into a section that now takes place.
Everything
That
that,
might have
happens
just been
is
my hope.
over 100 years.
Yeah.
That
So now the
was
next.
just my hope.
Yeah, it's basically the next era of humanity is the Crusades. That's where we're
Right.
in right now, and it's gonna last for about 100 years, 200 years, something like that. So during the Crusades, this guy named Cliff Underson.
It's so close to Clifford Unger.
He's born in Switzerland in 2093, and he is nearly killed. He's a young boy. He's nearly killed by a gear, but he's saved by a certain mysterious bad guy.
How do you spell Underson?
Undersn.
Okay, Underson.
We've moved into the Pacific Rim territory.
So Cliff Undertale. Got it. All right.
Yep. So Cliff Undertale is saved by bad guy.
Great.
And Cliff is so inspired by bad guy and
Sounds
his
like
and his cool tough guyness
Shout outs.
Love that movie.
that Cliff joins
Does he
the
pilot
sacred.
the
Hey, Cliff.
That's the
Hey, Cliff joins the Sacred
Stop
Order
it
of Holy
altogether.
Knights and becomes a commander. He becomes very high up in the ranks. Here's a picture of Cliff Underson. Here is an artist's interpretation of him. He's an old man for most of the story. He was a young boy when he was saved by Frederick. So this is kind of what he looks like later on, like during the actual games. But for now, he's kind of still a little bit younger than this. But he fights with this giant like knife thing. It's like a knife that's like twice the size of his body. My scale was just a little off. That's all.
How anime.
Yeah. Okay, so Cliff,
Just
as a
drawing
commander,
Cliff on
in his adventures, he defeats by himself a Megadeth gear, which no one has ever done before. Those are the city-sized weapons of mass destruction. And that particular one annihilated all of London.
Wait,
So
quick question.
London's also off the map now. Yeah, what's up,
Are
Liz?
they just big evil robots that pilot themselves?
Basically, yeah.
Okay,
What
great.
they're not robots though. They're more like monsters because they're
Made of magic, yeah.
they're made from natural life like humans and
Yeah.
animals, but they have their
Oh.
DNA infused with magic and it causes them to like mutate and turn into like dragons and monsters
Do
and
they
shit.
require
Is this a good rendering of Cliff
sacrifice?
Ungerton?
Yeah, that looks just like him.
Can we
Was a
get
blood
a shot of that?
sacrifice
So
required?
this is my Cliff Ungerton picture.
It's
It's-
really not picking up here.
Yeah, here we go. It's Cliff
Not so great
Ungerton.
under the hot lights.
Cliff Ungerton. This is Cliff Undertale. Guys.
Very good, Miles.
Yes, I would say so.
So Cliff has a son. His name is Testament.
Do they call him Testy?
Yeah, they should call him Testy.
That's a great thought. That never occurred to me. But here's Testament. This is what he looks like. He's got a
Testament.
sickle.
I'm gonna call him Testy.
Yeah, Testy's got a sickle. Those are his abs
so
down there at the
sickly.
bottom.
Well, yeah, he's got a sickle because he's sickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of like a sickly looking man.
Sick these
Um,
nuts.
So, yeah, good bit. Good bit. Okay, so
Stopped writing a long time.
Testament is because Testament's related to Cliff. They know he's powerful, and so
She called you a nerd for
yeah,
liking a collie
cool.
most.
And so Testament is kidnapped by the government because they want to turn him into a gear because they think he's an incredibly powerful human. So they kidnap him and they do turn him into a gear, but he's able to like somehow maintain his human form. So he kind of looks the same, but he becomes this destructive gear that has no like self-control.
We're still talking about Testament, right?
Yep, this is Testament.
Testy.
Okay.
So
We're still
then-
talking about Testy.
Then Cliff has to kill Testament because he becomes too powerful and is just like destroying everything under the command of justice. So Cliff kills his own son, who was mutated and turned into a gear, and then Cliff forces the government to stop doing gear experimentation, which at this point kind of crazy that they didn't do that on their own.
Yeah, there's a war.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense why they let it go for that long, but they did. Anyway, yeah, so Cliff takes care of Testament, stops the government from experimenting, and then he tries to take out Justice, but he fails. This is one of many times that Justice is attempted. Someone attempts a murder of Justice, but no one is able to do it yet. She's still alive, she's still kicking, still commanding all the gears. So Cliff, then in his travels, discovers a young boy named Kai Kisk.
Can you spell that for me?
Here it is, Kai Kisk. This is what that motherfucker looks like.
Oh, he's like the Ryu.
He's the real anime boy. Yeah, he's the default standard anime boy. He fights with a little like cross sword. It looks like a crucifix. It's all very holy order type shit. So he discovers this orphan boy, trains him. Kai then rises through the ranks and becomes the captain of the Holy Order. In the meantime, while all that's happening, remember I said earlier there are vampires in this universe too.
Yeah.
So the vampire leader Slayer, he quits his secret vampire cult because he doesn't agree with their ideals anymore. He's roaming around and he discovers this powerful man who is basically killing gears for fun and destroying laboratories. Who at the time he doesn't know his name, so he calls him Soul.
Thank you.
Oh, I know that guy.
Yeah, and so this individual that was previously called Bad Guy now takes on the name Soul and combines them together to be called Soul Bad Guy.
Okay. Soul as in S-O-L, right?
S-O-L.
Yeah.
Quick aside on the vampires, are they hot?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah,
All
it's an
the
anime.
vampire-
Everyone's hot.
All the vampires are always the hottest characters on
Yeah.
purpose. Yeah.
As they should be.
So Soul Bad Guy is like a fusion of a vampire, is that correct?
No. Soul is the one who's just he's been like destroying the gear.
No, I know,
factories
but
and-
so Soul Bad Guy is renamed. Am I
well,
following?
yeah, Soul Bad Guy is now Slayer finds Bad Guy, but doesn't know that people call him Bad Guy, and he has no name himself.
Right.
So he names him Soul, and then Soul was like, well, people also used to call me Bad Guy, so I guess I'll just call myself Soul Bad Guy.
So Soul Bad Guy renamed by Slayer.
Yes, but also he just takes on the name himself. And now he introduces himself to people as Soul Bad Guy. He's like, whatever, cool, that's my name now. And so that's the reason why the main character of Guilty Gear is named Soul Bad Guy, which is perhaps on paper the worst name for a character ever, but there's a good reason for it. It's because the government thought he was a bad guy, and they didn't know his name, so they called him Bad Guy. Anyway, so now Soul's back in the picture. Kai and Cliff, they meet Soul, and they convince him to join the Holy Order. Soul's not into, like, organized, like, religion or shit like that. He's not into, like, group therapy type shit. He's a real loner. But they basically sell him on the idea of we can just help you murder more gears, and that's all you care about, right?
Themselves Soul Bad Guy before going to therapy.
Yeah.
I was about to say, men name themselves Soul Bad Guy and base their entire personality off these 4 things, which is just guitar, blade, red coat, headband.
Yeah. So basically, Soul's like, I don't give a fuck about any of you, but if you can help me kill more gears, that's all I care about. So
he joins.
So he joins the Holy Order. All the while, Soul and Kai are fighting alongside each other, but they have very conflicting ideals. Kai's a very, he plays by the rules. He's kind of a mama's boy, real loyal to the Holy Order, and Soul doesn't give a fuck about any of that. He just wants to kill gears. That's all that matters to him. And so they butt heads all the time. And then basically, they fight together for a number of years, and now we're in 2173. This is the Battle of Rome, an important battle in the Crusades. Basically, Kai is trying to, brings in an army to try to kill some gears that are in Rome, but he fucks up, and him and all of his army almost die, but then Soul saves him, and then Justice shows up. Justice, remember, big fucking fucky. Shit, I dropped one of my papers.
Good.
So big fucking fucky Justice shows up and beats the shit out of Soul because Justice is basically a god. And Soul's not quite a god yet. So
Did you say she's a sex pest?
Kathy said she's the sex pest.
So Soul is defeated by Justice, but then he takes one of Frederick's 8 hidden super weapons that he made. Remember those were all scattered around?
Right. So wait, hold on. Can you repeat this? Who takes the weapon?
So Soul finds one of Frederick's 8 super weapons. It's called the Fire Seal.
Okay.
And I think it was in possession of the Holy Order, and he takes it from them and just leaves. He's like, fuck you guys, I'm taking this. I don't care about you anymore. Give me the Fire Seal. I'm gonna go kill some gears on my own with the super weapon. The Order's pissed, but they let Soul go. They don't really care about him. He's not an enemy.
What is this? I've been spelling it Kai correctly. What are you talking about?
I think he's making fun of you because that might be a League of Legends character.
No, it's not. I would know.
Okay, so he's just making fun of you for no reason, like the rest of us do. Which makes him fucking awesome, in my opinion.
Just kill Raka. Oh, I know who you are. Jesus Christ, you changed your name again. Oh my god.
That sounds pretty poggers. Anyway, Cliff retires. He leaves Kai in charge, and he gives him another one of the 8 super weapons called the Thunder Seal. This is a sword that can command the power of thunder using magic. It's kind of like the brother weapon of the one that Soul has, which is the Fire Seal. That one controls fire.
Okay.
So they basically now, Soul and Kai are no longer fighting alongside each other, but they're both in possession of these super weapons.
You did a good job.
Okay, so now we're getting near the end, guys. We're almost there.
Okay.
Okay, so now the final battle. This all leads up to the final battle in 2175. So when I say final battle, I mean the last thing that happens before Guilty Gear 1 begins. Cliff and Kai are fighting Justice. They decide, like, whatever, now it's time, we're ready, we're gonna go fight her. Soul shows up to help. And they combine the power of their super weapons and also this secret magic that the government had been developing, that's a sealing spell, and they use all of their power to not defeat Justice, but seal her away.
Because that's always a good idea.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Or for Ganondorf.
Justice is too
every
powerful to be defeated, and so the best that they can hope to do is seal her away. So that's why the government develops basically this special spell that can, like, lock her in another dimension or some random shit. I don't think they ever explain where she goes, but basically they magic her away.
She goes to Florida.
Yep, they defeat her with her weapons, and then with their weapons, and then they go to Florida.
Sans honor.
So with fucking Justice out of the picture, now all gears deactivate. She's not controlling him anymore. She's gone. She's fucking Arrivederci. So the Crusades end right there. That's at the final battle. They don't take out Justice, but they remove her from the equation, and thus ending the Crusades that lasted about 100 years. Now we
I have a
move on.
question.
Yeah.
What happened to Frederick? Because he was technically a gear. So is he a bad guy getting controlled by justice the whole time?
You'll see.
Or did his...
You'll see. Your questions will be answered.
Who's Frederick?
Frederick was one of the scientists that.
He was the one who became the monster with the magic headband.
Sure. Okay, I missed
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah, I
I'll
know
be
you
fine.
did.
I'm good.
You're gonna fail the test, Liz. By the way.
That's fine.
If you fail the test, by the way, you have to stay at this bar forever.
I already have to.
You
so
already
it's
do.
Okay, so now we're in the post-war era.
I don't have enough paper.
You can use mine.
Most of the world is
Thank you.
destroyed now in the post-war era. The entire planet's like basically.
You don't have
in
time.
shambles.
Just tear it off after. You don't have time.
No, I have to do it now.
You don't have time.
What
I have
is
OCD.
happening?
He doesn't have time. He's tearing off the phalanges of the fucking paper. He doesn't have time.
How much more of this is
He doesn't have
there?
time.
We're almost at the end of Miles Stop
Thank
Screaming.
God.
I was
Okay.
Parks, I was
Thank you.
stalling
Yeah,
for
no,
you.
I know you were. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
So, the remaining governments that are kind of just like spread around in small clusters, everyone in like the realm of like Europe and Russia, all the remaining societies there join together to form a new country called Illyria.
So
Can
we're
you
done
spell
with the
that?
UN.
Can you spell that?
Illyria.
Illyra.
R.I.
R-I-A.
yeah.
Illyria. Okay.
Illyria. Okay, so that's basically like all of Europe and like CIS area, all the remaining societies that exist in that part of the world all join together in this one kingdom. So now, by this point, the world is so ravaged by all of this shit. There's no like strong functional governments anymore. So that whole secret vampire cult, the Assassin's Guild, they've now kind of like snuck up and taken over control, and they basically have every government in the world in their pockets. So they're sort of secretly pulling the strings, running all this shit. Because they just took advantage of like the war torn world.
Okay.
So also at this time, they somewhere along the way they find that there are some survivors from Japan, and they basically take all those people and build them a like secret magic protected land to live in,
Wait.
so that the Japanese people
I
don't
thought,
go extinct.
like-
Yeah, I was about to say Japan got nuked, right?
Didn't it
Yeah,
like
but
crumble into the
And then also
sea?
Japan got nuked in this Guilty Gear universe.
Were
Yes.
they like floating around?
It's unclear how there were survivors. I don't know that part. If any Guilty Gear heads in the chat happen to know how there were some.
Okay,
Japanese
but there's
survivors.
Japanese survivors.
I
is the
would
point.
if I had to. The implication that I always like kind of figured was that they were like elsewhere when it happened, like maybe in a different part of the world.
Oh, like so they were like traveling for business. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
maybe
and-
something like that. Like they probably weren't in Japan when it happened.
Right,
But there's
that makes sense.
There's a very small amount of Japanese people still alive. And also,
Thank God.
Side note: the world's most powerful form of magic can only be performed by Japanese people, and so that's part of the reason why the planet is trying to protect.
You hear
them.
that, Kathy? You ain't shit.
What?
Anyway, so they basically hide
She's
away.
laughing.
They build like a magic protected colony for all the
Whatever they
Japanese people so that they don't like go extinct. Thank you, Turbs, in the chat for fact checking. Apparently, there's no reason. There's just some Japanese people that survive.
Thanks, Turbs.
So the Sacred Holy Order of Knights, the like Kai and his whole army, they're disbanded now because the war is done. But Kai can't adjust to normal life because he's a cop, so he joins the International Police Force. Now 5 years pass, things are kind of quiet. They're rebuilding society. But then somewhere along the way, rumor starts to spread. Human beings become aware of the fact that justice will return. Somehow, they never really explain that either, but people find out justice is coming back. And so, in order to prepare for this, the government hosts an event that they call the Second Sacred Order Selection Tournament. And it's open to anyone, including criminals, children,
I love child soldiers.
outcasts.
Me too.
Like anyone can enter this thing, and the grand prize is that if you win, they say that you get a wish, and so that's how they get everyone on board. And now this is basically the first Guilty Gear game. Is all of this?
Wait, so it's
tournament.
just Twisted Metal?
Well, it's more like Street Fighter, but yeah, kind of.
Wait, so it's just League of Legends?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Well,
Parks.
every game is just Street
I mean,
Fighter.
kind of.
Every video game is.
No,
Street
I don't know.
Fighter.
It's because League of Legends has no lore. It's all stupid. It's all
Wait,
made
no,
up. It's
that's
all
actually-
bullshit.
That's actually not true.
It's all crap, dude. It's all garbage.
Okay.
Okay, fuck League of Legends.
Yeah, fuck League of Legends.
All right, so basically there's this big tournament now, and now this is where all the characters you know and love come into play. You got Faust, the doctor guy.
No, he's Fiddlesticks.
Faust, yes,
Fiddlesticks.
Fiddlesticks.
Nice.
He's a doctor who was like fucked up an experiment on his or a surgery on his patient and got so riddled with guilt he became
He
crazy.
became the guilty gear.
Yeah, well no, he's not the guilty gear.
Okay.
Oh, there is a guilty.
There is a guilty
Yeah,
gear.
he said there was a guilty gear. Have you been paying any attention?
No, I knew that. I thought that it was like a class of gears, not
So-
a.
Okay.
No, there is a guilty gear.
So this is where all the characters start to come into play. There's a group of pirates, May and Johnny. May's the little one with the big hat and the big hoodie, and she rides a dolphin. She's a part of a pirate gang, and she's secretly Japanese. I don't know why that's a thing, but she's secretly Japanese.
Secretly.
Well, because they
I think
hold
it's 'cause
more power.
Well, she doesn't want to. I think it's a secret because she doesn't want to live in their protected
She doesn't live in the bunker.
land.
That makes sense.
And then there's basically like a war slave named Potemkin from India. He's like an Indian war slave.
Potemkin?
Yeah, Potemkin.
Like the
As in
battleship?
Yes. And then there's a ninja from the United States who's also a drug dealer. His name is Chip. He's dealing drugs and he wants to make his drug gang bigger, and so that's why he joins the fight.
What color is he, Dan?
Is this like Chip from Beauty and the Beast?
No,
Dan, what color is he?
he's not black, Miles.
No. Why would you think that? Why would you
You
think
were
that?
asking me.
Yeah, I was hoping you would say white because that's what I thought too.
I don't know. He's from the U.S. He's very Japanese passing. He's like a ninja, but he's from the U.S.
I was really hoping that, but the fact that you said he's not black means that you thought that was what I wanted to know, which is disappointing, Dan.
But
Miles,
that is what you wanted to
You
know,
were asking.
Miles.
You were asking.
No, I wanted
Fuck
to know
off.
if he was white.
I
Dan.
know you. You
It was
can't.
a leading
You
question
can't do
for
that to
Mr.
me
Myles
because I know
Berrin.
you too well.
That's fair. That's completely fair.
And then there's a few others. There's this girl Milia who actually controls a beast in her hair. She's from Russia.
Wait. So that's an intentional
So-
nod in Skullgirls.
Yes.
The name being Philia is an
Yes,
intentional nod.
Skullgirls is like hard inspired by Guilty Gear to the point where there's a character named Philia who controls her hair.
And you're telling me that I'm weird for sometimes getting the two confused.
No, we didn't say you were weird. We said you were dumb.
Different.
The tone of his
Yeah.
voice was...
No, I said they
Actually,
looked.
no.
No, I was only flaming you for saying they look the same.
I've seen both of them on that TV over there like twice.
Poggers. Well, anyway, also Milia's abusive boyfriend from Spain named Zato. He's
Is
also
that one
there.
A or two A's?
Zato.
Tia, one A.
I can't explain Zato's whole thing because he basically is like a dead puppet person controlled by a beast. It's too much. Then there's a guy from Britain named Axel.
So what she gets for dating a dead puppet beast?
So Axel,
Never date a dead puppet beast. They're all
Axel's a
terrible
time
people.
travel. Hey Miles, listen up here. Axel is a time traveler from the year 1980 in Britain. He keeps accidentally slipping through time and can't control it.
They wrote a book about his wife.
Yeah. What? No. And then also there's just a samurai from Japan. Her name's Baiken. She doesn't really have any reason. for being here.
Oh, she lost some limbs.
K-E-N. Biken, right?
She's friends with Anji.
What are you talking about?
This is a League of Legends joke, isn't it?
No, Biken is friends with Anji and she lost some limbs.
Well, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I did my research.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so
Cool.
fuck you, Dan.
Well, neither of them are really.
No.
None of those characters. I mean, those characters are just important to know because they're all the
'Cause they're in the
characters that
game.
you play
Yeah.
as in the game.
But they're just fighters.
But for now, we're basically they all fight together in a tournament. Soul beats them all because he's got the god weapon.
Because he's a soul bad guy.
Yeah, because he's the one and only Soul bad guy. So Soul defeats everyone, wins the tournament, and then he thinks he's gonna get a wish, or maybe get to kill the gears some more. But then the twist, all along, the tournament wasn't actually run by the government. It was all a trick by fucking Testament, who's still alive.
Testament's alive?
Testy's still alive, and this was all a trick because he needs to sacrifice the world's strongest human.
Looks like someone was getting a little testy.
Yeah, he was getting testy, and he still is controlled by justice somehow and serves her undyingly. And apparently, in order to get her back, he needs to sacrifice the strongest human on Earth. And so that's why he holds this tournament, to figure out who's the strongest human on Earth. And then he attempts to kill Soul to sacrifice him. he fails. Soul kills him because
get another
Soul is
piece
the
of
big
paper.
tough guy. But somehow he manages to revive Justice anyway.
Okay.
So we're just about the end here. This last page. by the way.
Okay.
Okay, so basically Testament wanted to use Soul to get Justice back, but finds a different way anyway, even though he loses to Soul. So now Justice is back, and she's fighting Soul to the death. But Soul goes sicko mode and rips off his bandana on his head to reveal his gear form.
Frederick!
He reveals himself as a gear, and the reason why he is a gear, but not under her control, is because he is the original gear, aka Frederick.
Hell yeah.
Soul bad guy is Frederick Balsara, who's been living in disguise, roaming the earth, because he can't age, because he's a god beast. And he can't be controlled by Justice because he's the only gear that is separate from her because he was born before her or some bullshit. He can't be controlled by her. And so now Soul kills Justice, finally defeats her with all of his god sicko mode power because he took off his magic bandana. And then right as he kills her, right as she's about to die, she says to Soul, "I wish the three of us could talk again." And in that moment, Soul realizes that Justice was Arya, and she was manipulated and genetically modified by that man to become Justice, but was never in control of anything that she was doing. She was his weapon all along, and now Soul Bad Guy has killed her, his one true love. They were lovers, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that.
You did not mention that.
No.
Sorry. Frederick and Arya were lovers, and Soul kills her by accident, and thus he is the guilty gear.
Great.
And he vows to kill that man. And that's where the story of Guilty Gear begins. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Little history lesson.
Hang on.
Wait,
let me
so
finish
what was the
writing.
last? You said that he is now sworn to kill Batman.
Yeah,
because
so
that
now-
man- okay.
Because
Batman?
that man is the one that turned Arya into Justice, and made and caused hundreds of years of war and millions of deaths and the entire destruction of the
Maybe
So
it
I
was
have
because
a
you were
question.
yelling it really loud, but I actually ended up really liking the story by the end.
It
It's
was
really
good.
I like
good.
the
It's
twist.
actually kind of cool. Yeah, no, it's got a good twist. It's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie,
Yeah.
but it didn't shit itself at the end.
No, it really holds. It's actually
It's pretty good. It's pretty
for
good.
something as upsettingly complicated as it is. It actually holds up really well, and there are shockingly few plot holes for something this big and complex. Like I said, that's about a sixth maybe of the entire story of Guilty Gear.
Thank God.
So I'm not gonna fucking put you guys through that right now.
Thank God.
You guys did a great
So,
job.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah,
Why did Testament want to bring back Justice? That was never
because
explained.
he's still under control of her.
He's the gear.
Oh, so Testament. Oh, okay.
Testament was still serving her.
He was doing her.
Because remember, he
her
was
bidding.
kidnapped as a child and turned into a gear.
Yeah.
Because he was so powerful, they wanted to use him as a weapon.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, and then Cliff didn't actually kill him. Did Cliff not kill him because he couldn't
Well,
actually
Cliff-
fathom killing his son?
No. Cliff tried to kill him, and he thought he did. He
It wasn't.
he
It
just
wasn't
failed.
like. It wasn't like. Oh yeah, guys, I had killed him. But then he was like. Oh,
No,
I
he
couldn't kill
failed.
him.
No, as far as I'm aware, Testament disappears or something. Like he is presumed dead.
Okay.
He was thought to be dead, but it was the big twist in the end is that he was pulling all the strings for the tournament. Well, now anyway, it's time for the quiz. I'm going to ask you guys a few questions.
Okay.
Can I get my notes back in chronological order?
Dan, start the quiz.
All right, I'm starting the quiz. Here we go. Chat, if you guys have any good questions, throw them in there.
See, that's why you
and
want
I'll-
the flanges, because it
And
tells you
I'll
which
ask
side
them
of
because
the
I
right
didn't
side.
write any questions down,
No,
but I'm going to
just-
ask them off the
still
dome.
wrong.
Okay.
Okay, first question.
It is
What is
funny.
the name of Soul Bad Guy's weapon?
The fire seal.
Okay, nice, Myles. Good shit.
Well,
What is the name of the original weapon that was split into 8 pieces?
Girl boss.
I know. I have this one. It starts with an O. Outrage.
Nice. Wow, Myles
Fuck.
took some fucking notes. Show
I
us
mean,
those
I
notes.
did too. Look at this.
Oh, wait,
Miles just
sorry.
has that annoying photographic memory thing.
Yeah, this is. I don't know why we think that it's because I'm amazing or something. It's just because. I mean, I am, but
It's
it's
just
because I take good notes and I'm
'cause you're-
amazing and I have a great memory.
got a busted old brain.
Yeah.
Look at all
Liz,
these notes.
let's check out your
Yeah.
notes. How are your notes looking, Liz?
I gave up partway through, and I drew Theo as a Sonic OC.
Oh my god.
What's his
That's
intelligence
incredible.
stat, by the way?
I gave him 8 style, 2 power, and no speed.
No speed.
I would give him
Still
0
accurate.
power, but
Also-
I would also give him 0 style.
Excuse me.
Miles
I see
also-
some in the fucking chat. Can I just say it's Miles with a Y? God
Yeah.
damn it.
I would say y'all would probably be really good friends in IRL.
I would believe that.
Miles also
I'm way more
handed me-
friendly and fun
Hey
than
guys,
you.
we're still in the middle of a quiz, and Miles
I'm
is up.
talking.
Miles is up 2 right now.
I said Miles also handed me his drawing.
Yes, we do need to see this.
And it had the fire thing on his eye, and I was like, why'd you draw Prince Zuko? So I gave him the ponytail, and then he kind of looked like Sans Undertale.
This is
the
Cliff
shape of his head.
Undertale.
So it says Sans Undertale, more like Sans Honor.
It's pretty good. It's pretty
he
funny.
doesn't
You
have
don't
an
you don't
honor.
get that joke because you never saw the show, but
I
it's pretty
hate
funny.
that.
Thank
Okay,
you.
next
Thank you very much.
next question. What is the name of the Y2K like event that happened in?
Dawn of Revival.
Fuck.
Jesus, Miles is a freak.
Y2K equals yes, computers equal God. That's
Okay,
my
what
notes
is
say.
what is the name of the army that Kai Keese fights with?
Oh, that is the-
Spicy Jesus Men.
No, I know that.
No,
That's
it's
the
the Sacred Order Holy Knights.
Sacred
Let's
Order
go.
of
Parks,
Knights.
on the board. Parks on the
You're
board.
on the board.
All right, we're gonna do first to how many? You Miles? You have
5?
3.
Yeah, let's do
we'll
5.
First to 5. First to
Okay.
5. Okay. What is the name of the essential battle that happened in the year 2173?
Battle of Rome.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! You didn't
Wow.
even finish saying the year name.
No, I just remembered it.
It's unfortunate that this is how his brain works.
Because like I'm sitting here, like I've got Battle of Rome 2173. That's all.
What
all
is the
on.
name of the British man who keeps slipping through time?
Axel.
Yeah, Miles got it.
Noctis
Wow.
Lucis Kylum.
Noctis Lucis Skylum.
Well, that's 5 for Miles. You guys got
Let's
fucked
go
up.
to 10. Can we go to 10?
No.
I'd like to see if I can get to 10.
No.
Dan, come on.
Oh, without
Go.
your notes.
Yeah, without my
your
notes. Without my
me
notes.
With my notes.
Without
Put
my
them up.
notes.
Put your notes
Okay,
away.
Miles, final question for you. Let's see if you can answer
Wait,
this
final.
one. Who is the guilty gear?
Soul Bad Guy.
Soul
Bad Guy is
AKA
the guilty
Frederick
gear.
Balsara, who commands himself with the magic headband that he made to retain his form.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
He was in love with Arya, who was actually Justice. That guy was a fucking
That man.
That man.
man. Sorry, was
That
was
boy.
a punk, and made Arya Justice. And then now we want to kill him.
And it was that man who was arrested for war crimes, correct?
Yeah, because he was the one who did all of the gear. He led the gear experimentation.
Right. Okay.
my favorite note is 1998 Vampire Sexy, Vampire Illuminati called Sexy Vulturi.
Yes.
Agreed.
We should have
Congrats,
expected.
Miles. He's the only smart person in the room.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you
true.
very much.
I mean,
Thank you.
okay.
I did that without my notes too.
We
Just saying.
we should have expected that Arya was going to be Justice, considering Arya started off with a terminal ill
Terminal illness.
thing.
Yeah.
It is set up really obviously, but it's because,
there's so much information. It's so dense. You don't
Yeah.
expect it.
and also in the game,
You
it's
don't
not
have time to
it's not
theorize.
told entirely chronologically. Like you get it through like flashbacks and shit. So it's not like you're.
But
getting
Guilty
all
Gear's
that-
an arcade game, right? Like, so you have to.
Yeah, you get it through this. Well,
But you would have to play through the arcade mode, right?
yes, there's the story in the games, but there's also tons of manga, anime, audio dramas. Like there's so much Guilty
Yeah,
Gear.
makes
It's
sense.
one of
His
it's one of those
catchphrase is
properties
gotta go
that's-
slow.
I didn't know that there was a. Gotta go slow.
It's one of those properties that just has fucking everything in it.
I'm doing my best to be relevant.
So
to
he's
this
the
episode.
antithesis of Sonic,
Yeah.
essentially.
Okay, in the meantime, well, now that we got that out of the way, now that you guys know a little bit about Guilty Gear, it's time to actually play the fucking game. Now that you know who these characters are. You don't, it's just because there's 3 controllers plugged in.
What was the one I played last time?
Guilty Gear Strive.
Yeah,
No,
that's what we did.
Who was the man?
Oh, who was the man?
I played
Oh.
Soul.
You didn't play as a
someone
man,
told
right?
Me, no, I don't think so. Someone told me. I
You
think Cooper
played
told
as-
me it was the gay one.
Which one?
No, you played as Dan's character.
You'll see in a sec. Anyway, before we get into some matches here, I'm gonna teach these guys how to actually fucking play this game now that,
Oh
now
god,
that
this
they have all the
episode's gonna be
context.
2 hours. long.
The Coffee Breath merch store is open. Sorry, that's not the code. It's not the baby. It's not. Fuck. Okay.
Ruh-roh.
I'm hiding that. The code is actually sessions 2, as in like this word sessions here. this word sessions with the number 2 after it. That's the 10% off
The
code for this
number?
week.
Not
Yeah, the
written
number,
out.
not
Not
written
the
out.
letter too.
Is there a
Sorry, I
space?
didn't update that. I forgot. It's all one word. Sessions 2, 10% off anything in the Coffeebreath merch store. Great way to support the channel. ! merch in the chat will give you the link, or you can go to just coffeebreathmerch.com on any device. It's also down in the description as well.
Sessions 2 reminds me of Story 2, which is an incredible rap.
Poggers. And speaking of Coffeebreath sessions, tomorrow night, please tune in to our Guilty Gear Strive charity invitational, where we'll be raising money with a bunch of incredible Guilty Gear players and a bunch of friends
Ooh.
and loved ones from the esports and gaming industry. We're all going to hang out, have some drinks, talk to you guys in the chat, play some fucking Guilty Gear, and whoever wins gets to donate all of the proceeds from the stream to a charity of their choice.
Question.
It's always a fun time.
Isn't
Yes, Liz.
it weird that we're gonna play Guilty Gear tomorrow and you're making us play Guilty Gear right now?
I'm not gonna play Guilty Gear tomorrow. I'm not gonna be here.
Yeah,
Yeah, but-
first of all, Myles is going to be here. Second of all, I'm helping you because
I don't
otherwise
wanna
you'll
win.
lose.
I'm gonna lose.
I mean, you're going to lose, but anyway.
So why do I have to suffer twice?
Anyway, here we are.
This was actually a good game.
Yeah, this
I would
game,
actually play this game.
this game fucking rules. This
It's
is,
so funny when Parks realizes that like there
Other
are
video
other
games
good
exist?
games.
No, I mean, I know that there are other good games.
Yeah, let Liz win.
All right.
I played very
Nation.
little League recently.
I'm proud of you.
Go
Who
ahead.
wants to play? Who wants to start first?
I'll go.
Miles.
No.
Can I get a fight stick, please?
No, because of our setup, you have to use PS4 pass.
All right, that's fine.
It's
Um,
actually
I guess I'll be player 2.
it's actually probably better for you because I think Dan plays this more on stick.
Well, no, but you want to
no,
play on
you,
stick.
you guys are gonna play. I'm not gonna play because I'll just instantly rail you.
Oh.
Miles, can you hit?
I
can you go back?
I can't
Yeah,
lock
sure.
in bike. Wait, you literally played me last.
No. Wait, Miles, don't hit A yet because I have to. The other controller's turn it.
I have to be so bad guy, by the way. It's the only,
I guess-
it's the only guy
Okay.
I've ever played. It's
Well-
fine if you also play him.
No, I want to play like a like a
Okay,
character
you
that
guys
makes
start. Pick
everyone
your characters
make fun
here.
of me.
Pick your characters.
Oh god. Oh,
Chat,
god.
let us know if there's any like.
Why can't I
Wait, I
select
changed
anyone?
something last time.
Why can't I select anyone? What's going on? Did it
Oh,
die?
I think I might have to plug in that controller.
Yeah,
Hold on.
please do.
I
Let me get a
changed
power.
something last time because it didn't make any sense to me in my head.
Also, this is using Xbox controllers.
Yeah, why is this using? I don't
Because we're playing on the PC version. It's
We're
a
playing the
long
PC
story.
version.
But what is? Wait, is X X or is X?
X
oh.
is square.
X is square.
X is square. A is X. Y is triangle.
What are
And
they
circle is
saying?
B.
no.
What are they saying?
Wait, I'm never gonna be able to do this.
What are they saying?
Wait. So what is? This is the left side.
Yes.
Left bottom.
Bottom is A. Yes. So
And then
punch
top.
and kick. This is slash,
Yeah.
and then this is gonna be
Heavy
hep
slash is
slash.
on the right.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I know that I changed things. I changed one thing last time, and I think it was punch and kick. I think I just switched them. Punch.
That sounds right.
Even mirror selfie.
Hold on, check your
Yeah,
check your
I'm
fucking
just-
buttons. Hold on, check your buttons. I'll be right there. I'm just getting a power cable for Miles. I
Me
thought
and
that one
Rebecca
had better.
are
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Cutting
Punch
yesterday.
and then
Did she
kick.
cut it? That explains why it looks good.
Okay.
Because Rebecca's good at cutting hair.
Miles,
She's good at
here's
cutting
a
hair.
power cable for you.
She cut my hair. It looked good.
That's true.
Oh no! Oh my god! Wait, how do I undo? How do I undo? Oh, default. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, just hit default.
All right. Well, obviously, I gotta play as a character that makes everyone upset. So.
How do I get out of here?
Oh, it's not connecting.
Let me see. Oh, how do you have to go down to the
Close. Nice.
What'd you do?
hold on. Maybe this controller's janking
Oh!
out.
I hit B.
Oh, Parks, Jesus Christ, bro.
I either hit B or A or.
No,
I hit
wait,
circle.
this controller's not in. Fuck. Okay.
Man, this is going great.
Maybe
Yeah, it's
maybe
going
she
great.
should just go to training mode.
Isn't there a third controller?
No.
Okay, let me find another controller real quick because
You
this
said there
one's
were 3
fucking dying.
controllers.
That one is that's all fucked up. I think that's the keyboard. Hold on, let me. That one isn't working.
Jesus
Hold on.
Christ. We have like 12 controllers in this house.
Yep, I know. Hold on.
Because Dan doesn't get rid of things that break.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's why he still keeps me around.
Yeah, it's true.
Who is
why all of us
everyone's
are here.
favorite KDA?
Who's everyone's favorite Rugrat? We've never really asked this.
Oh.
I don't like any of them.
How could you not like any of them? Not even Chucky Finster?
No.
Kathy!
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Rugrat?
Kimmy,
Yeah.
for the representation.
Of course.
Isn't she a
Typical.
girl boss?
Typical. She kind of is, yeah.
I've always
Who's a girl
related
boss,
most to
Coco
Chucky.
LaBouche is a girl boss derogatory.
Yeah, she's a Corella style girl boss.
Susie.
Oh,
Susie.
Susie Carmichael.
Susie's objectively the best Rugrat.
Well, she's the nicest Rugrat.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I want you.
I like Phil and Lil.
Phil and
I
Lil are
like
disgusting.
Mischief representation.
I do like Phil and Lil because
Do you remember the episode? I'm gonna come in and talk about
Their
it.
mom is so gay coded.
She's
no, she's a
amazing. I
lesbian.
love
Well,
her.
she's got the feminine shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dad's was the dad really?
No, the dad was just whipped.
This is MLM.
Wait, we have another
WLW,
controller.
Representation.
I fixed it, but the problem is you have to play on an Xbox 360.
I'm fine with that. I play on this.
Wait,
I like Tommy.
Can you do this? Can I do that?
You may do that.
Because this will have the right thingies. Alright, nice.
I wanted
Then
to
he'll
talk
stop
about
hitting me.
Rugrats.
Dan.
Yeah.
Who's a character that annoys everyone in this game?
You're probably a May player because you want to do some.
Of course, I'm a May player.
Yeah.
Wait,
Tiny
how
One,
do I change
one
that?
big
because she looks
sword.
like a little girl, and two because she's really fucking annoying.
How do I change
I
her
don't
colors?
Like Tommy is like
you
John
just press A.
Cena.
Tommy is like John Cena. What? How?
Someone in the chat, I don't know.
Okay.
When you select her, you can scroll through characters.
Right.
Wait, how do I change my controls?
Are you already locked in? Wait.
No, I'm not.
Oh, did we go for? Wait, Myles, can you hit back?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Yeah, get on. Is this one you? Okay, that's Parks.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Now hit A. There you go. Is that working?
It's definitely.
There is a bit of lag, just a
You
little
definitely have a borked controller, my guy.
Let's play my favorite game. Does Dan
Well,
have functional controllers in
Thank
this
you all
app?
so much for coming to the Coffeebreath Show. This has been
That's true.
the
I don't think
perfect
it's working.
episode. No.
No, it's
When we
something's
first
off.
got in
Something's
here,
off.
it switched me to 12 different characters, and I never touched a button.
Now here's the question. All right, Liz, I need your advice, okay?
Oh.
Do I go with the lighter
Try and
cyan
change the
color
thing.
Yeah.
or the darker
why?
blue color?
You gotta go Luigi.
Is there a Luigi? Oh, yeah.
Luigi.
Yeah, the Y button
No, there's gotta be a
doesn't work.
greener one though than
I
that.
don't know.
By the way, some nice representation for
Just
me.
a little
here.
bit for you.
Yeah, just a splash.
But the
Well,
red-
that's
the red
that's
one
my
is not
skin
it.
color. This is my
Myles,
skin
Myles,
color.
can you
Yeah.
go back to the menu?
I can go back to the menu.
Go back again. Yeah, actually, just let me stick.
Is May in Guilty Gear as annoying as May in Overwatch?
Yeah, similar. Gentleman Pro, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate
nice.
you, man. Hope you're doing well. All right, I'm gonna set the buttons on here.
I feel like you and Just Kill Raka should talk about anime.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. Wait, where's the fucking button?
But you know what I liked about Phil and Lil that
Yeah.
I didn't
Okay,
finish
fine,
saying
settings
is that they do play an antagonist role in the Rugrats movie because they want Dill to go back to the hospital. They kick off the plot because they try to send Dill back to the hopsicle
Do you
in the
remember?
the Reptar mobile.
Do you remember the episode where where the mom she's trying to get them to be models, child models, and
Yes.
she sends in
Wait.
2 photos.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then only one of them gets picked because they didn't realize they were twins, and it was a whole thing.
It was Lil got picked, right?
Lil
yeah.
got picked.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing, and it was very sad.
My favorite it's not my favorite episode, but probably the episode I think about the most is the one where Chucky becomes a millionaire.
When did that happen?
Chaz Finster
Yes.
wins $1 million just by like a sweepstakes, more or
Yes.
less, and he becomes a millionaire. And I remember it because there's a giant gorilla whose name is
No, I
Thorg.
remember that.
His name is Thorg. The Toy Store episode where they get trapped in the toy store is also great. What I love about Rugrats is that like the early seasons, they're always in peril.
They are always in peril.
They are.
Constant peril.
Yeah, well, no, Tommy gets kidnapped for ransom once,
Yeah.
He does.
and
That's
he
crazy.
he babies day outs them.
Isn't there an episode where the grandpa plays Russian roulette?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, there is.
Crazy.
I don't think it's on screen though, right?
No,
I think
No,
he
but
mentions
he
it.
talks about it.
Yeah.
And they allowed that to be.
Well, the
aired on
problem is that
Nickelodeon.
Grandpa Lou's kind of a liar. We really don't
That's
know what
true.
is and isn't true. We do know he was in the army, but allegedly he fell asleep during Pearl Harbor.
Every grandpa in that era of Nick shows is great. Like
Well,
the grandpa in Hey Arnold.
Well, I like that. Well, the
Oh,
grandpa in Hey
yeah,
Arnold's
yeah, I know.
just a genuinely good man.
Yeah.
I think that's the important thing about him.
I
yeah.
think regularly about when Stu makes the chocolate pudding. And also, sometimes my brain just, like, when I wake up in the morning goes, chocolate, cheese. And I don't know why. I don't remember that plot of
I
that
think
episode.
no, I don't think that's from. I think that's from
Oh.
Kids Next Door.
Is it?
Yeah,
I swear to God it was Rugrats.
it might be from Kids Next Door.
Oh no, I dropped my pen. I dropped my pen. Kathy!
Yeah, there's.
Oh yeah,
over
there
there.
is the competitive
pens.
eater.
No, it's fine.
It's so crazy how you don't need a pen anymore because you failed the quiz.
Yeah, you did
You
fail
go.
the quiz.
No, I actually didn't fail the quiz.
Yeah,
I
you
had-
actually did. You literally got one out of seven
no.
answers.
No, I had them all correct. I just had them correct slower than you did.
Yeah, you failed the quiz. It's like Jeopardy.
I'm sorry. When was the last time that anyone in college had all the correct answers and got kicked out of class for being slower than the guy sitting next to him?
Parks, this
I
is not
think-
college.
Wait,
I
talk
won.
about.
Wait, why is Parks calling people
Nobody
slow?
wanted to talk about this with me.
What, that Testament's hot?
But why is
God
Testament
damn
dressed
it.
like a hoe?
Oh.
Look at him.
Derogatory.
Good for him.
Come-
Wait, that's
Complimentary.
Testament?
Yeah, that's Testament. I told
yeah.
you he's got the sickle.
Yo, yeah, kind of
Oh,
hot.
complimentary.
Testament, pretty hot.
Complimentary.
Wait,
Everyone,
You're saying-
please go look up Testament right now on
Thank
the
you,
fandom.
everybody in
Where-
the chat and my mom for
Chocolate cheese
Where
is
to
from
get
Rugrats.
this fit?
Okay.
Where to get
Yeah.
this fit? I found the Lord fit.
I mean, probably
and
Hot
it's-
Topic.
And it's sold out.
Yeah, what's that?
Everyone
what's
in
the
Guilty
movie-
Gear is
movie
extremely
outfits?
hot.
No one likes wild thornberries. What the hell are you talking
That's
about?
Liz's mom. Be nicer.
No one likes wild thornberries.
I love the wild
I love-
thornberries.
Do you remember the Wild Thornberries
I never watched
Rugrats
any of that
crossover?
shit.
Well, yeah, that's the worst
And then
one.
the-
That's
no,
the
they
worst
were so
movie.
It
much
was
fun. No, it
bonkers.
was fun because they went underwater and they saw the giant squid.
That's the worst movie,
No,
though.
that
But it was
great.
bonkers.
I mean, it's bonkers, but why would you say that when Rugrats in Paris is bonkers and also good?
I mean, true,
Because
but
I didn't get to see a giant squid in Rugrats in Paris.
No, but you did get to see a
Let's see
giant
that part.
mech fight.
Yeah, I
That's
didn't
true.
like that part.
Nick, thank
What's
you
wrong
for
with
your
you?
rhyme.
I didn't like them fighting.
Your
You didn't like
wordplay.
the
I
combat?
don't like combat scenes.
You don't like
Combat.
combat? But it's
What's
not... You didn't like the part where Angelica got fucking wrecked? She got
No.
fucking... She fell on the
She
Eiffel
gets
Tower, almost
wrecked.
died.
How's it going, Spyrim? It's been a long time.
What's up, Spyrim?
I hope you're doing well.
Who is Gold Lewis Dickinson? Can you please give me a 22-word lore of that guy?
Not only is Rugrats anime, Rugrats is Gurren Lagann.
I have fixed the
true.
controllers.
but the best
I have fixed the
Nickelodeon
controllers.
movie was Channel Chasers.
Channel Chasers is legitimately
It's
very
an
good.
excellent.
I
movie.
still prefer Rugrats in
Thank
Paris
you.
because
Fair.
it's like it's so
I mean,
appealing
it's
to me.
emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Channel
Channel
Chasers,
Chasers is crazy.
though the Danny Phantom movie is also very
That's
good.
true.
The
But Channel
finale.
Chasers was unlike
Yeah.
anything I'd ever seen.
I would love to talk about Danny Phantom.
Okay,
I love Danny
I'm back.
Phantom.
Once again, Stream God Daniel has solved all of the problems. The controllers are all functional now. We can play the game again.
Okay, wait. Stream God Daniel. Can
Yeah.
you remind me of something?
Yeah.
I can do a quarter circle on this, right?
The D-pad and the control stick do the same thing.
Isn't that weird though?
No,
No, it's
It's just
called
90
accessibility.
it's so that you can use either one.
It's called
have the
accessibility,
choice to
Parks.
use
Do you have a
So-
problem with accessibility?
Okay.
90% of people who play on pad will use a D-pad, but I have met freaks that use a stick.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I never had a
I
console
thought you were
before.
supposed to.
For a fighting game, it's really weird to use a stick because it's more
No, I've.
the time to press this as opposed to hitting a analog like on-off switch.
Is
On
that
a
why I
button.
could never do a quarter circle?
Quarter circles are generally hard. Pretty much everything in a fighting game is harder when you're on a control stick because it's an analog instead of a digital input.
Oh, I made the mistake of engaging.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So I never had one of these consoles
Hearthstone is
before,
cool.
and I thought
That's
that
true.
this only had 4 options:
is
up, down, left, right.
He stands on it.
He is Sam.
yeah, no, it's a control
Sans
stick is an
honor
analog
tail.
input,
Really
as in
proud.
it can
Sans
input
honor
any
tail.
like a range of inputs that aren't just
I was
like
thinking
yeah,
about that.
Thank you.
A or
I
B.
wasn't
Which
sure
is
what
why
it
I
was
thought
gonna
that
be.
you had
too, which is great.
to do a
this is
quarter
great.
circle
Yeah.
on the thing that could do circular
Very
motion.
Oh, I see what you're
Liz,
saying.
who is
now.
your favorite
That's
version?
not
What
his.
is your favorite version of Danny Phantom?
Because
What
to
do you
me in
mean
my
favorite
brain,
version?
doing a
'Cause
quarter
they're-
circle on something with 4 points is just down right,
Yeah,
not
Ah.
down
you
sliding.
have Danny with an eye
Well,
Phantom.
it's down, forward, forward.
I like the ghost guy. He's just a ghostly guy.
Okay,
I've
here
always
we are.
liked Tucker, though.
It's time for some guilty.
You would
Gear
like
Top
Tucker.
5.
You fucking would like Tucker.
How do I change my color?
Am I, like,
Once you
revealing
select
something
it, you
about
just
my
you can scroll
personality
left to
here?
right through the colors.
Oh, oops.
You actually
Too
fucking
late.
would like Tucker.
Aw. Is it an unpopular opinion?
So
No, I
it's
think
really
Tucker's
cool that
well
this
liked.
is
I mean,
that
other than
fun.
being madly in love with Sam, which wasn't everybody.
How difficult is it for you
I
to
never
guys
liked
see
Sam.
that monitor? Should I move it?
I never liked
Miles
Sam.
probably can't see all
Yeah.
of it.
Miles,
She's
is-
a little bit
hey, Miles.
I can see just fine.
Okay.
I can't, but it doesn't matter.
Don't play. Don't play off of this screen.
No, I know.
'Cause That's laggy. Play off of this one.
Yeah.
I think it'll go the same for me if I play off.
The one on the main feed monitor is about half a second delayed.
Also, your analog stick or your D-pad on this is terrible.
Why? It's just a PS4 controller.
Yeah, no, but it's not functioning right.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it'll get the job done, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to use the stick.
It's okay. You're playing against Parks. You'll be fine.
I'm literally whooping his ass.
Yeah,
right
because
now.
I was testing the stick.
I see.
I hate
Parks
this
decided to
show.
go with Frederick himself, the Guilty Gear.
I am the gear of guilt.
The guiltiest of gears.
When he was a young guilty gear. Wait.
Isn't it theoretically that like this is the tournament thing though? Why is he in it?
Well,
what is
no,
the graph?
no. The tournament was the first Guilty Gear game.
There's a lot of guilty gears.
There's a lot of Guilty Gear
Great.
games. This
but
story.
there's only one guilty gear.
This story takes place far, far after what I just explained to you.
Great.
Like at least a decade later, I think.
Love that.
Ooh, counter!
There's
I
like
don't know what I did.
There's like 30
but-
other story arcs besides the ones that I just explained to you, and they all because the way the Guilty Gear works is that they've only ever released 4 games, but they just they
So how do I grab?
grab is press towards your opponent and push dust button.
Dust,
Yeah.
which is
It depends what you mapped it to. It should be.
It's one of the triggers.
okay.
I think it's right trigger, but I don't actually know.
By default, it's probably Y.
No, it's not.
No?
Y is slash.
Yeah, Y slash.
Yeah, sorry, it's probably right trigger.
Okay.
Yeah, the way that Guilty Gear works is that they'll put out a game and then they'll release 8 incremental versions of that game.
This, by the way, just letting you know, this controller's fucked up because I'm randomly walking at him when I'm not hitting anything.
There's a good chance that controller's fucked up.
Yep.
There's a good chance.
I also keep jumping while I'm hitting down.
There's a good chance it's
All
fucked
he
up.
does is
But
You
dude,
literally
Parks-
also
Parks
just
likes to
complained
whine.
about his
Parks is kind of
controller.
a
No, I
whiner.
just got over it. I
Bro,
literally.
I'm literally walking towards you right now. Look at.
Listen, I know the
I'm-
setup's not ideal. We're both playing on laggy fucking. Oh wait, that is really fucked up.
Yes, no, I cannot play.
Oh, hang
I've
on.
been walking at him the
dead zone on
entire
this-
time.
The dead zone on that controller is just fucked. Use the D-pad and not the stick, and you won't have that problem. The dead zone. On
Well,
that
I've
stick
been
is
using both.
fucked. Well, yeah, just don't use the stick.
But also, I'm randomly jumping on the D-pad while hitting down. So.
No, I didn't hook Parks up with the Mad Cats. He just begged to have an Xbox controller, and my Xbox controller's busted.
It's just that Dan has about 80 controllers, and about 75 of them are kind of
So
broken.
left trigger does this. What is that?
That's that is called a Roman cancel. It costs 50% of your meter. It's like the signature mechanic of Guilty Gear.
Is it a reference to the Battle of Rome?
That would make sense.
I actually don't know where the term Roman cancel comes from. Generally, everything in Guilty Gear is just called that because it sounds cool.
Cool.
Roman cancel is a signature mechanic of Guilty Gear. You basically spend a part of your meter to cancel any action at any time, which is really crazy when you think about all the different kinds of ways you could.
You just started the game without another player.
There's like a bunch of different ways you can use that. Like you can.
Wasn't the whole point of this that he was supposed to teach us how to play the game?
Yeah.
And he
Y'all
was
just started
only-
yelling about shit. I'm happy to teach you.
Yeah, you're teaching us now,
I am.
which is useful.
I'm explaining, but y'all just talk over me.
But like
and
we
shit.
just fucking got through the entire game and you didn't teach us shit.
Yeah, because you were fucking yelling the whole time. What in the
Well,
goddamn hell?
No,
we
excuse me,
learned that-
Parks was yelling.
We
the whole
learned that
time.
Parks' controller is broken, and we learned about Roman cancels.
Well, I was trying to teach you about Roman cancel. Fucking interrupted me 600 times. Wait, that's soul color. Hold on, go back to that purple one. That is a fucking weird color.
Whoa.
That is the darkest dark I've ever seen. In my
That is
life.
a strange color.
Whoa.
This game's different.
Why does
His
it say
hair
I'm
is
4
something
stars?
else.
And why does it say that he's 4 stars?
That's ease of use, as in like those
4
characters.
is harder?
No, 4 is like 5 is the easiest to use character.
Oh.
One is the hardest to use character. It's just for like beginner people who've
What's
never
the-
seen any of them before.
Is that why you gave us the handicap controllers? Because like these characters are so easy, you might as well fuck us up.
Well, I mean, yeah, these are both brain dead
That
characters.
was what I was thinking,
I'm not gonna
but
put
I
you in there on
assumed because
Zato
they
right
bring up
away.
room in the.
So
you know,
so tell me something. What
that maybe no.
so what is dust? How does that work?
Okay, Dust is Guilty Gear's other signature mechanic that's very odd. It's a button that you press that does a lot of different things. If you press it by itself, it's a...
You can get out of a combo with it.
No, that's
Yes, you
burst.
can.
That's burst.
Oh fuck. Wait, but it's the same button. I thought.
Well, burst is a combination of buttons that involves the Dust button. Dust, on its own, if you press it with no direction, it does a chargeable overhead move that always hits high. If you press it, if you land that move while you're holding up on the stick, it becomes a launcher that sends someone into the air and you can do an air combo. Or if you press forward or backwards and Dust, that's your throw, your forward and backwards throw. So it's kind of just like a button that's... Oh, and also crouching and Dust is your sweep. Like
I'll have to look in.
hard
I'll have to
knockdown.
look into what fucking button dust is.
It should be right bumper.
Oh, right bumper. You said
R-
right trigger.
It should be R1.
Okay, so yeah, there we go.
Get back! No.
Yeah, see the way when you're crouching Dust and you press it, she does a sweep attack. Like
Yeah.
that's a hard knockdown. Like that's like pressing like crouching heavy kick in Street Fighter.
Right. Okay. And there does seem to be directional inputs, like neutral. There is a neutral circle. It's this, and then there's a forward circle. and
Yeah,
that.
there's a lot of command inputs in Guilty Gear, which means you have like forward plus circle.
So let me
or-
try. Okay.
Um,
Oh, I also noticed if I punch forward, that counts as a.
forwards and punch, which I think should be square by default.
It is.
Yeah, that's the universal anti-air move.
Okay.
So it's like an upper body invincible thing where you like reach out and punch forward. It's meant to knock somebody
Oop.
out of the air when they're jumping.
Got him.
Every character has that move.
Okay. Cool. Now, when you get trapped in the corner, what is the best thing to do?
It depends on your character. Corner pressure is really interesting in this game. I mean, that's a factor in every fighting game, but this game has a really interesting mechanic called wall break, where if you get hit enough in the corner, it'll splat you through the wall.
Yes.
And you like burst through and transition to a different part of the stage. Your opponent loses if you get pushed through the wall. Your opponent loses the corner pressure because now you're back in neutral.
Yes.
But they get a big damage bonus and they gain meter like really rapidly.
Right. Okay.
So there is a lot of the meta of this game is deciding when. If and when to push someone through the corner, like whether you want to keep them there or whether you want to break the wall and push them through and take the meter gain instead of the positional advantage.
Makes sense.
Wait, why did that miss him?
I think he was doing his hop move there, and that goes over projectiles.
Hot move.
Hop.
Oh! Close.
Close. That's very close.
Who do I play? I play Ram. And also, I like Faust. I played Faust in the beginning, and I think I might switch back to him, but right now I'm mostly playing Ram.
That's true. They are war criminals.
Maybe.
No, neither of these characters are war criminals.
No, Saul's a war criminal.
I thought isn't
No,
Faust
no,
a war criminal?
No, Soul is killing the war criminals.
Right. Okay.
Wasn't Faust a war criminal?
No, Faust is the doctor.
Did he do war crimes?
No, the only war criminal really is that man.
True, walking.
The only genuinely arrested war criminal.
Yeah. Other people have done things that were not good, but that man is the real war criminal.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Faust starts off as like as a bad guy, but then they later in the story
he's not bad
explain.
guy.
Oh,
no, he's
tragic.
Not the bad guy.
Tragic.
They later in the story explain why Faust did what he did, and it was not his fault and all
Alright.
that shit. So they made it. They
Give me
kind of
the-
rectified
oh, God.
made him a
It's
good
Who
the
am I?
same. Wait.
Yeah, we
just-
can play
just
as another.
redo it.
Liz, do you want to swap seats? You can see that screen better.
No,
Yeah, you
I think
probably
it's
should.
funnier this
No,
way.
you probably should swap.
No, I can do it. I just do it blind.
For all of you at home, for the viewers at home,
Oh, wait, don't
and for
use
the
the
viewers that
cameras.
aren't at this bar, There's a screen behind a screen.
I can see the side that I am playing on.
Let's-
and
Yeah,
it's
well, you're
fully
gonna
on
get
that side.
switched.
Here's a quick, if anyone out there is a real OBS head like myself, any real stream freaks out there like me who fuck around with this shit all day, the way that I'm doing this right now is that I don't have a PS4 copy of the game. I bought it on PC. But my gaming PC is in my room, and my streaming PC is out here, which is a good distance away. And so what we're doing is we have controllers wirelessly connected to my PC in a really long HDMI cable with a screen over here, but that screen is wirelessly over Wi-Fi with NDI being sent to the streaming computer. And so there's a slight lag if you play it off of one screen, so you need to play it off the other screen. Anyway, that's just some inside
No, you
baseball.
did. You totally got me. Sometimes.
Oh well.
Hey, I wasn't looking at the
Yes,
screen.
good call. Spyrim, Eno is also a big war criminal, but she was not in the point of the story in which I
I
explained
don't like
to these
this
guys.
big man. He's too large and slow.
That's fine. We
You
can switch.
That's not a
Hobbs-
big man, that's the bad guy.
Soul bad guy.
Soul bad guy.
What are you hitting to do that much damage? Jesus
Soul.
I
Christ.
hit the punch button.
No, that's
Uh,
not punch.
I
There's
don't
no
know.
way. Well, I
Slash.
remapped the
There's
controls,
punch,
so-
slash, and heavy punch.
I don't know.
There's just punch and slash.
It's punch kick, light slash, heavy slash.
I
I
never
just
used
play
light
unpredictably
slash.
because I don't know what the buttons are.
One of the hardest things to adjust to in Guilty Gear, if you've played another fighting game before, is Guilty Gear's absolutely bizarre, nonsensical button layout. It doesn't make sense. It's really weird.
Yeah, yep.
I just play every character the same way that I play Chun-Li in Street Fighter 2, and sometimes it works.
It kind of does in this
Oh,
game.
really?
You can play like a fucking gorilla in this game.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, the lore dump part of the stream really is a lore dump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really just sat here for an hour and
It's
explained
bad.
the entire
We're gonna
It
go
backstory
took a
to
full
just on
hour.
screen.
Did I select that?
No,
Okay.
no.
You can go down to character select if you want to
Yeah,
not.
there we go.
If you want to
I
not.
Okay,
couldn't-
let's all move
I
in on
couldn't
Yeah,
see
parks.
it. No, it's funny
Yeah.
this
I'll
one.
just- move
I'll
on
just
Parks.
disappear.
So just get rid of parks.
Yep, I'll just
Bye.
shuffle out. Bye.
We love you.
I can stretch my legs.
Parks was lost on this day.
He was lost in the sauce.
We truly did lose parks.
Just moved to the part where I get to keep
Liz, I think you liked Ramlethal Valentine. I'm pretty sure
That's
that's
who you were.
I can't hit the button.
Oh, press B.
Hit B.
Now you
Yeah.
can be a different character.
Okay.
Go to the bottom middle. That one, right? The girl with the big swords.
Yeah.
Wasn't that her?
Yep.
Yeah,
Might
that's
have been. Is she
I'm
the
pretty
gay
sure that's
one?
who you played. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which?
I'm
Maybe
pretty
wait.
sure
Go up one to the right. To the right one more. Was it Eno?
I'm pretty sure it was Valentine.
Yeah, I don't think it was
Oh,
Eno,
You,
but
play,
I like.
you played
I don't-
Valentine.
no
I
one
like
would-
her vibe though.
No one would have told you to play Eno because she's a little bit complicated, but play whoever you like. I mean, Guilty Gear is a game where you just play who you
Well, I
want.
did this last time, so I'm gonna go with sexy rock and roll witch lady.
Yeah.
What
That's
is
perfect.
is A
Yes,
or
A
okay,
is,
great.
A
A
is
is
A.
select, and now you can choose your color.
Oh man.
Oh, I like
Oh.
that blue one.
This-
the light
the-
blue one's kind of
The
fire.
yellow and the light blue are both very
Light
good.
blue is my favorite
That one's
personally.
fire. Thanks for joining us, Turbs. Appreciate having
Hey,
you.
you have a
here.
great night.
Hopefully, see you on the stream tomorrow.
Damn, Parks really lifted his chair all the way up. All the way
He
up.
likes to pretend he's tall. It's kind of cringe.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird. He's like 4
He's the
foot.
top.
He's like 4'1", and
That was
he,
your chair, Miles.
whose chair was that? What?
Yeah, Miles, you started in that chair.
I did not start in this chair. What are you
That
talking
is
about?
true. You did start in this chair.
Actually did not start. In this
Oh,
chair.
Also, I am
Projectile.
taller than all of you, and
Oh my God! All he does is whine.
no, actually, I'm the tallest one here. I don't
Liz
know
is
what
actually
you
the
guys are
tallest
talking
one
about.
because her accomplishments are owning a nation. Now
Yeah.
she may not be physically tall, but she is taller than us accomplishment-wise.
No, I am. It's just that my tits have been dragging me down
That's
to
true.
earth.
Once she gets her breast reduction, she
Yeah.
will be the
Then I'll-
tallest of us. Ooh, count.
I
Oh,
became
nice.
I became the little guy. I had a little mouse.
So Eno, the character that you're playing, she comes into the story later on in one of like the middle Guilty Gear games, and she's now one of the main characters because her whole thing is that she's a time traveling witch who fucks with timelines for fun, but also to try to do what she thinks is saving humanity. But in the process, most of the time, she fucks up people's the timelines that she visits.
Oh, mood. Yeah.
And so most of Guilty Gear are the characters trying to once she joins the story, the like one of the main
there's
plot
something you
arcs
do
is
with a
like
clock
we need to
that I
stop
don't love.
Eno from fucking up all of the timelines. Because she
Ooh,
just
look
keeps
at that.
appearing
See that?
and ruining things.
That was a combo you just did.
I did.
That was impressive.
He's got a clock thing I don't like.
That's the Roman cancel.
Ah.
Yeah, everyone can do that.
Great.
You should press, I think, left. It depends.
It's
what
left
Parks
bumper.
mapped it.
Great.
Parks might have mapped it to left bumper.
We can always check to see if Parks did something.
Yes.
No, I
Eno.
only change kick and punch.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
wait.
Eno and Axel have the same time travel
Oh.
power, but Eno can control
That explains
it.
a lot, actually. I'm a
Axel
little
can.
confused.
Yeah, punch is the bottom button, kick is the left button.
Or I guess now in the story, Axel can control his time power because he has this his time stop move, but in the past he was not able to control his time travel, whereas Eno could, and she used it for nefarious purposes.
I love nefarious purposes.
That move that you're doing there, Liz, that's called Stroke the Big Tree.
No, it's not.
No, that's actually the name of the move. You can pause and see that her move is called Stroke the Big Tree.
How do I pause? Because I need to process that information.
Hit that one. Oh, you might not be able to pause. In
I
the,
can't pause.
I don't know if
that's
you can
fine.
pause in local. or game
I'll
mode.
just die and
Yeah,
die.
there's literally all of Eno's moves are named like crackhead shit, and that one where she slides on the ground and like pulls up the note from the ground, it's called Stroke the Big Tree.
Why though?
No idea. This game's for freaks, made by a freak.
Made by a lunatic.
Ah.
Close. Teach me some combos. Teach me some May combos. Do you know any May combos?
I do a little bit. Do you know how to do a charge input?
No. Teach me how to do a charge input, Dan.
So hold backwards, and then press forwards and slash at the same time. You have to hold backwards for like half a second, and then.
Wait, hold on, let me. So, for half a second.
Yeah, there you go. That's so. May is very similar to Blanca,
Okay.
where she has a move that shoots her forward,
Can I punch
and then
you
she has a
now?
move that shoots her up. So if you charge forward and press the button, she goes forward.
Okay.
Like that.
But if I hold back and then like
then
do a
go-
quarter circle.
No, you just have to hold down and then up instead, so you charge
Oh.
in the opposite direction. That's your
Right.
up dolphin.
Okay.
So you can do horizontal dolphin or up dolphin. Up dolphin is like an anti-air, like invincible reversal move,
Cool.
and horizontal dolphin is for like pressure. and
These
damage.
words are not real.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that dolphin action.
Now, what is the combo there?
Well, it depends like where you're standing and what you're doing. Her combos are a little bit weird. May is not a super combo focused.
Well,
character.
she has pretty meaty hits.
Yeah, like she kind of hits hard, and her whole thing is.
Oh,
to
there
just
it goes.
press-
There it goes.
She's more focused on pressure than combos, but there is stuff where you can do. I'm pretty sure. I think that one where you're crouching and you push it forward. Oh shit! Oh, Liz, you're a
Super.
freak.
What was
Nice.
that?
That was your super.
Okay.
Wait,
Each
so-
character has 2 supers.
I'm trying to figure out what the
Oh, yeah, it's
bumpers
punch,
do. I
not
can't
kick.
quite.
It should be.
Back and then punch. I keep ducking. That's my fault. It's just
yeah.
it's just me being dumb.
Bunk.
Yeah.
Charge inputs take a while to get used to.
Yeah.
In this game, charge time is really short. Like you only have to hold it for like half of a second to get the charge.
Ooh. Well, the problem is that I keep.
You can also charge by holding down back so that you don't walk backwards.
I feel like there's no point to me being in
so
this
you
game
slide,
right now.
You slide down back to forward, and then you can do
So-
a forward charge.
Okay, I see. So.
Why
I
am I
personally
even
find that a
here?
bit hard to do on a PS4 pad, but
Yeah.
I know people that prefer to play on that. I
Wait.
think it's
Oh, it's slash, yeah.
it's slash.
That's what
I
I'm
think
doing
that's
wrong.
the problem. Yeah, it's not slash. It's not punch.
There we go.
Nice, Liz. Now stroke the big tree, Liz.
Please don't speak to me. If you want to watch me cry on stream tomorrow, just tell me to stroke the big tree whenever I'm playing.
I love that you thought I was kidding about that.
I
love
I
that
didn't think you were kidding. I hoped you were kidding.
I think that it's so cool that Guilty Gear is such a stupid fucking nonsense game that you can say like, oh yeah, the name of this movie is Stroke the Big Tree, and people won't believe you. Oh, nice,
Nice,
Liz,
good
you're
work.
sick.
Great. Love to do things.
Nice job.
Are we done with this show?
Yeah, I think we should be done.
I
with
think
the show.
so.
Whoa, damn, that's cold as hell.
Well, it's also been 2
Well,
hours.
yeah, we've
it
been
has been
sitting
an
here
hour.
for like 2 hours, and now
No, it
Myles
hasn't.
is
It's
just
been an hour and a
learning
half.
how to play the
wait,
game.
I forgot that
We
we.
blue screen.
I forgot that we blue screened.
It's been
Yeah.
about 2 hours.
Wait, no way did we do a 2-hour show, did we?
It's
More or
been an
less,
hour
yeah.
45.
I actually mental boomed and forgot that we blue screened, and
Yeah.
I was only looking at the timer from when we started again. Oh yeah, I guess this has been a really long stream.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I was just keeping it going because I thought we were having fun, but I guess fuck me, right?
No, I'm enjoying it.
Well, I
just-
think Miles can learn how to play Guilty Gear not while I'm trapped here behind this bar.
No, I'm just fucking with you guys. Thank you for.
Look, I'm just happy that that I learned a lot today. I learned a lot.
Shout out to
I won the quiz.
my Theo Sonic OC and Sans Honor Tail. I'm very proud of
Liz,
them.
some really beautiful art.
Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah,
I would
tune in-
honestly say that Liz should get second place for the
I think
quiz because
so.
her art was very good.
Yeah, I think Parks' answer was a fluke. I'm willing to give it to Liz.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, tune in next time for where I do a 5-hour long
He's so
stream
easy to
and
make fun of.
I break down the rest of the Guilty Gear lore, starting at Guilty Gear 1 all the way through Strive. I don't see why that's a problem for anybody.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for sticking around for this long. I just realized how long our stream was. But appreciate you all being a part of it. If this is your first time joining us, go ahead and hit us with a follow there. We really appreciate it, and we are making a lot of dope content. Thank you, Asher. Appreciate you, dude. We're making a lot of dope shit, including tomorrow night at around 8 or so. We've got Coffeebreath Sessions, our second ever. This is a monthly fighting game tournament for charity that we host here.
In case you really
at our
like the
bar.
last 20 minutes of this show.
Yeah, so this is just a little sample of what we got going on tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we have, listen.
Actually, in all likelihood, it's not going to be like the last 20 minutes. It's going to be like while we talked about Rugrats while you were trying to fix the controllers.
Well, what it's going to be is it's going to be
Realistically.
actually real gameplay because
All you have to do is not invite Michelle.
I'll say this right now, and I'll tweet about it later, but we have a literal Evo champion coming tomorrow night, so if you enjoy Guilty Gear and you want to see some really high-level play, come through, and you get to see an Evo champion beat the shit out of Liz, which I think is great
And
content.
then I beat the shit out of Dan.
Towards
in
the
real
end of the
life.
night, here's the thing. At the start of the night, it's going to be all gameplay, and then towards the end of the night, Michelle's going to come back for Sonic Talk.
No.
You're
Sonic
not going to
Talk
want to
with
miss
Michelle
it.
No.
You're not going to want to
No,
miss
Coming
it.
in hot.
no more Sonic Talk. I'm
I'm actually-
banning Sonic Talk.
I'm fine with no more Sonic Talk.
You won't even be here, Miles. You're fucking
Yeah.
getting on a plane.
I
Do
know.
a Rugrats show.
Well,
do
yeah,
it.
if that sounds
Oh, we
fun to
should do
you,
it.
and if you
Yeah.
want to help us raise some money for a good
You were
cause,
here, he wasn't
tune
here.
into Coffeebreath Sessions
Take
tomorrow
it.
night. Stream will start roughly around 8 p.m. Pacific, but
Yeah, we'll
keep an eye on
call
my
you in.
Twitter, exclamation point Twitter in the
forget
chat
about
for when we're actually
technology.
going live and when the tournament's starting. It's going to depend on when people show up.
These
It's a
computers.
fucking party and shit, so you never
It's
know.
loud in here.
It does get loud in here. It gets kind of wild. It's really fun. It's just everyone hanging out, getting drunk at the bar, enjoying the love of fighting games, sharing the love of.
Who is your
the
simp
fighting
in the
games.
chat, Miles?
I am attractive.
That's my
Um,
simp, actually.
No, he's my sim now.
One
Well,
last thing to plug: the Coffee
it's
Breath
a
merch store,
complicated
coffeebreathmerch.com. Exclamation point merch in the chat. Great way to support the channel, including our Coffee Breath Sessions tee that's on there. If you're a big Coffee Breath Sessions head, if you're here for the fighting game content, that's our shirt for you. That's all I'm plugging tonight. Thank you guys for being here. Exclamation point Twitter in the chat if you want to follow us on Twitter. Actually, please do if you haven't followed me on Twitter at least. Fuck these guys. Follow me on Twitter because I'll be posting tomorrow when the stream actually goes live because sometimes people show up late and we delay it, or sometimes there's technical difficulties, or
So far, it's just been
Sometimes
Yeah.
Y2K
Definitely were no technical
happens,
difficulties.
and God
Yeah.
is nearly
Yeah,
manifested.
so for the Coffee
Did
Breath
they
Session
drop
stuff, it's
that
great to keep an eye on my Twitter to
They
know when we're going
failed,
live.
and then they
Or
destroyed all
follow us on
technology.
here if you haven't yet. Follow us on
All
Twitch.
right.
If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for being here. Hit the subscribe button, like it, whatever the fuck. I don't know. All right. Sorry for holding you guys for so long. Really appreciate everyone who stuck around towards the end. You guys are all the best, and I hope we see you tomorrow. Shoutouts some of the new people in the chat, Just Krill,
Leon,
and
come by.
and shout out Spyrim. Happy to hear from you. I hope you're doing well. Really nice to see your face again here in the chat. And yeah, that's it. Thanks
for coming,
everyone.
Kathy.
Arrivederci. See you tomorrow night, 8 p.m.
Arrivederci.
Pacific for Coffee Breath Session.